What is up, everybody? Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. In particular, welcome to PCP Movie Night. It's Friday night. You know what that means. Station, everybody here. Welcome, PCP Army. Tonight, it's still going on with the crew's choice aspect. And tonight, we're talking about Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. And you do got to say Stanley Kubrick's The Shining because it's way different than the book. Stephen King will let you know that. We're going to be doing a deep dive and discussion on The Shining tonight. And the reason why is because it is crew's choice. And who was tonight's pick? Mr. J-Strick. What's up?
Hey, man. I just want to let you know I'm switching up my intro because you know how I do. Excitable. We are the PCP crew.
All right. I like it. Hey, it's not quite a redemption, from your freestyle fiasco of several months ago. But hey, happy that you're here, J-Strick. Happy that you picked this movie. It's a banger. And I remember you were thinking about picking this or picking that. And when you were like, I want to do The Shining, is that cool? And I'm like, yeah, that's like one of the greatest horror films of all time, in my opinion. So I'm very excited to chat with you about it. But all of us here at the crew, excitable we are the PCP crew. We all have this kind of ability to talk without speaking sometimes. And the first time I unlocked this telepathic ability was with my man, good old Jab. What's up, Jelani?
Nice.
You got it, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the funniest thing you've ever said.
Thank you. I try. I does what I can, man. And and all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So
yeah,
it all happens.
Absolutely.
It really happens.
Well, thank you, everybody in the chat. We are going to be joined by Brooks at some point, but he is in the middle of, and I quote, a horse catastrophe. So I cannot wait for PCP Backchat. All right. I love this movie. It came out in 1980. Of course, it's based on the Stephen King novel. Stanley Kubrick, we all know who he is. He's got like a very divisive, polarizing nature in the cinematic world. People either think he's a brilliant genius and just adore every little thing he does and study every little continuity glitch and error in his movie as if it's like some kind of profound conspiracy theory or something. And then there are people that just think he's just dull, boring, pretentious, drawn out, long-winded, and ridiculously self-indulgent. I think he's a mixture of all of that, and that's why I love this dude, and I love his films, and The Shining is my favorite outside of 2001, A Space Odyssey, which is one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. The Shining to me is one of the best horror films of all time. I mean, Stanley's able to make something truly epic, something truly haunting and chilling. This movie, as unclear as it can be, it's rather opaque at times about what's actually happening at this hotel, right? But at the same time, it's pretty obvious about it as well. But there's a lot, especially like that ending. A lot of people there's a lot of mystery. There's an aura of enigmatic history about this movie. There's something so appealing, or you just hate it. I freaking love this movie. J-Strick, you picked it. Tell me why. What you think about this movie overall?
Yeah, man, I agree with all the things you just said. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. And just diving back into horror with you and Dylan the past year, I have actually a greater appreciation for the movie because as much as I love a good slasher fic and some TNA or whatever, right? This movie is a horror movie, but the way it's shot is visually stunning, and I really don't know another horror movie like that. You know what I'm saying? At least back then. And you have to appreciate the art form of it all, right? Like I get there is what you're saying, kind of two sides. Like you either freaking love it or you hate it and you think it's a piece of trash, whatever. I don't know. I've never been that guy, but I remember seeing this movie as a kid. Like I was 8 years old at a drive-in and just being truly, you said the word haunting. It haunted me because I was so creeped out and visually stuck with me as an adult, you know? And I think each time as I watch it, as you get older, you have a greater appreciation for it.
Yeah. And the many different layers that are there outside of just the idea of a haunted hotel, which it works just as that story, as a haunted hotel, a kid with telepathic abilities, and the idea of a father succumbing to this madness, right? And that journey that you see of the actors as you feel it, like this movie, and it does. Like Kubrick's not going to make a horror movie like anybody else, but he made a truly classic ghost story that broke new ground to me and really reached far into its complexity of layered thematic material, and didn't do it necessarily caught in any kind of gothic trappings, which a lot of ghost stories are, especially at that time. We got to place this where it is in 1980 and realize about Suspiria, Hills Have Eyes, Halloween. These are movies that were, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then The Shining. The Shining. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as I love those films, like this is something levels above because it's like just one of the best films I think of all time. Jelani, what do you think about the film overall?
Man, every time I see this film, and this is the truth, it gets better every time you watch it. Like this last time I watched it, I just noticed new things. And I just the kid, which what my lineage is with hatred of children in film. I love this kid. I love this kid in this film. Alistair! But it's just it's little things like that. His facial expressions in this movie, the way he reacts with his imaginary friend, the fact he's not there, like he's not there for a good part of this movie, like. It's Danny's gone, Mrs. Torrance. And I'm like, oh, I forgot. But like the kid is the creepiest part of this movie to me. So I just now realized that, though. I've watched this movie like numerous times. I love this film. It is beautifully paced. It's wonderfully shot. The cast is amazing. Everyone in it is fantastic. Even the guy explaining the murders at the beginning for the job interview. I love that guy. You know what I'm saying? It's just, everyone there is placed the way where they need to be. And it's such a well told, like just driving into madness, just slowly a man's just journey into his soul and the fact it's gone and the fact that he apparently can't control it, but he's been an asshole all this time. And I think he's always been like this with his family. He's always been that ass to his family. And I don't know if it explains why he lost his job in Delaware, but I think he lost his job over some mess in Delaware. So I had to move to Colorado. So I believe like this story is crafted very well. I've never read The Shining. I've never read the actual book. I refuse to watch that miniseries or whatever that nonsense was.
Skip it.
I'm never gonna see it.
Don't tell Dylan that.
There is no miniseries.
There is
Ignore it.
Ignore it. Yeah, I refuse.
The miniseries is just a little movie that lives in my mouth and hides in my stomach. And
it hides in your stomach.
Then I shit that thing out and got rid of it.
Jeez. Good job. Well done. Sounds fair. I agree with that.
Love you, Mick Garris.
But not gonna do it. not gonna do it. So, I mean, this is, it's the business, and I know no other Shining but this.
The show business, baby.
Yeah, it's just how it works. I'm sorry, Stephen King, but yeah, man.
Well,
on this one.
I've never read the book either. And I know that if you love the book, I get how you would probably, like, some people that I know that have read the book have talked about to me what the difference is, and I've looked into it, and I've seen that McGarris miniseries that Stephen King says is the better version, and that's really freaking funny. But it does also explains a lot more stuff, and I don't know, whatever. Like, I mean, dude, it's okay. So, like, in the labyrinth, right? The hedges, they come in the book and in that miniseries, they come alive. Like, they're because there's a bunch of animal shaped ones, like Edward Scissorhands was the fucking landscaper or something. But like, they come alive, and obviously they didn't have the budget to do that. And Stanley Kubrick knew that. He wanted to do that, and he didn't, right? But they did that in that miniseries, and it looks so stupid. Like, it's so bad.
TV budget. You can't do moving animals in a TV budget.
If you like that, that's your bag. Our homie Dylan, who wanted to be here today and then forgot to watch the fucking movie. He would have some opinions on that, I'm sure. Let's talk about the cast, because Jelani highlighted this. The cast is fantastic, and they were put through a lot of mess by Stanley Kubrick. We know how his method of filmmaking, and first of all, he put Shelley Duvall through a lot of shit. He basically told everybody on cast and crew to ostracize her and make her feel like shit and alone, and he treated her like garbage. A lot of people think that's just because Stanley Kubrick's an asshole, especially towards women, and then some people think that he was doing that to get that performance out of her. He would make actors do like 20 to 30 takes, even though they would nail it. He was waiting for them to kind of crack and show something that they would have never have thought of delivering, and allegedly that's what most of the takes we see are. Steven Spielberg, for instance, said when he first saw this movie, he thought Jack Nicholson was overacting and it was ridiculous and didn't understand the choices. And then upon further rewatches, and I believe this is true, because at first you're like, this dude's whacked. But then like, this was probably like, I don't know, my 30th time watching it. I watched it this afternoon, and I'm always like, just more and more like, this dude's cracking. And it's funny. Yeah. But it's also just like really sad and tragic. So the performance, Danny Lloyd, the kid, Scatman Crothers, come on.
Yeah.
What an endearing, charming dude. He survives in the book, so that kind of sucks. I think he could have made it out, but they had to kill somebody, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Somebody
had to die. What's a cast member character you'd like to highlight, J-Strick?
I want to highlight Forest Ranger #1. I think he really killed his performance. Now,
nice. Is that the first or that's the first guy that she
there's the first one, right?
The nice one.
I liked him because you could tell that he was trying to be nice and be like, is there anything else that we can help you with, ma'am? And she's like, I just want to talk to a motherfucker. My husband's being a dick. My kid's weird seeing ghosts on his big wheel. Like, they just let this kid do whatever the hell he wants, by the way.
Yeah. Whatever.
No wonder shit went south.
They're trapped in a hotel. Yeah.
Parents need to watch the kids.
Tony. Yeah. Watch children.
I mean, there's not a lot to pick from, but there's obviously major solid performances. I'll just go ahead and highlight. To me, it's my favorite Jack Nicholson role. Jack Torrance is perfect to me. Even as a kid, I didn't think it was like far-fetched or out there. And as I've gotten older, I appreciate it. I mean, he took himself to another level with his role. If you research, all of them kind of did. But if you research what Kubrick, suggested he do, he basically ate like for 3 weeks the meal he hates most in the world. So when he would start performing the first week, he would be agitated, and like you get that, like just like Jelani said earlier, like he's kind of an ass from the beginning, and like you just see that progress into all the different stages and scenes and moments you get with him in this movie, and I just think he shines bright in this. No pun intended. I mean, dude, I love him as I love him as the Joker. He's dope in The Departed, but this one hits home for me.
I think this is the better Joker performance. Like, this is the movie that you're like, I wish that it was this Jack Nicholson that played the Joker.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, he's great, and you do get the sense that he is kind of a dick to his family. He's got these things, he does.
He's very short with them at the beginning.
Yeah, even in the beginning. Yeah. Exactly. That's the way they build it up. In that car ride where Danny's like, I'm hungry. He's like, well, you should have eaten your breakfast. But then they also show the dynamic of sometimes people, and sometimes we'll talk about this, the whole idea of less is more, right? And sometimes like Stuart Gordon says, more is more. But this movie is a great, like, it's kind of like less is more, but it's just so long. You know, they really
it's
let
like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, they really let the atmosphere build, but there's not a lot to it.
No,
really, right? So like in just that scene when she brings him breakfast, you see her like role as this like submissive wife, right? And you see him kind of like as the king, he's getting breakfast in bed, and that's also probably the only scene in the movie where you actually feel any kind of like love that exists between the two. You know, because it's usually just her screaming, or trying to take care of her husband. And
I know, I get it.
Yeah. Jelani, since Brooks still isn't here, you got any thoughts on Jack Nicholson? I'm sure you do.
Yeah, tons of them. First of all, he didn't do his damn job. Shelley Duvall was doing his job. She did all the work, and I was like, wow.
You never ever see him do any of it.
Any work.
Oh,
he
no.
didn't do anything. He was like, he just sleep and pretend to type. I'm sorry, he was typing.
Well, he was writing, you know.
Well, and this is another thing I was thinking about. Was he actually starting a book and like actually writing something, and then it turned into all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy? Or was he like there like immediately? Because it's a month into it when you get into the real part where he's typing. Is he typing his novel to begin with and then just loses it? And that would be nice to know. I would have loved to see those pages if he was.
I think he's probably dealing with writer's block at first.
Yeah. I think he probably, that's why he's throwing the ball. Yeah.
And I think he goes mad way before like anything's trying to possess him or like influence his mind. Because, I mean, it's a solitude, but I love the movie's feel and how even though that place is spacious. By the way, I love this hotel. The hotel's a character.
It's a set.
It's a set.
Like, they built that shit. That's a set, bro.
Gorgeous.
Yes, that's a set.
Amazing.
Hats off to
Everything.
them.
The gold room. Yeah. Oh,
I need that carpet.
I need all of it. Yeah, that carpet is clean.
I just want Lloyd, the bartender. That's all I want. I just want him like staff the apartment.
Good man.
He's so nice.
Yeah, he is. He's very helpful.
Your money's no good here.
Yeah. But he's like, it's just like his mind goes, and even though it's spacious and beautiful, and it's the perfect setting for this, it also feels claustrophobic. It gives you that cabin fever feel. And that's how I see him losing his mind. And he's just standing there looking at the window and just that crazy stare. And he hasn't done anything yet. He's just losing it. He's just losing it. I'm like, you need to have
that right there.
Yeah, that thing. But he's so
acting.
It is. It's real acting. And I think this is Jack Nicholson's best role. I mean, I've seen a lot of his movies. I think I can honestly say this is his best role.
I think it's anger management with Adam Sandler.
I forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
This is one of his best ones, man.
This is one of his best movies.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Those two. Pretty solid for me.
Amazing. And he's a solid actor. He gets it. I mean, that smile, that wily smile and his facial expressions, oh my God, he nails all of it. It's just like I wouldn't trust him. Like he's holding his kid in his hand and it's like and Danny's like asking him, would you ever hurt me or mom? And he's just like, not at all. I love you so much. And I'm like, the hell?
You're like, nah, I don't believe that, bro.
I don't trust you.
The kid's already scared to go in there and get his fire engine because, like, you get the idea if he wakes up his dad, like, he'll get mad and this kind of shit, right? By the way, when they're watching TV downstairs during that scene, it's not plugged up in anything.
Wow, it's just a TV.
Does that mean
scary?
Mm-hmm. Who knows?
I think it's evil.
So, what's another character you'd like to highlight?
I'm gonna go with Shelley Duvall because all the shit she went through.
Yeah, man.
Girl, I'm so sorry. If I ever meet you in person, I'll hug you. I mean, I'll hug you now and just be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. But you did. She acted her ass off. The fact that she's the submissive, passive housewife and then finally, like, gets her shit together and realizes her husband's insane and, like, pulls it together. I love her entire role in this film. Now I was gonna pick Danny, just because of his facial expressions and how he is. But Shelley Duvall like freaking nails it. She's like she's the loving, doting husband or sorry, wife, and she decides, early on that she plays that role, and no matter how evil he is to her, she's still this sweet, doting wife. And it hurts me that she had to go through all of that other stuff on top of the role she is playing. And, just damn Kubrick for that, man. That's just wrong on so many different levels. But she acts her ass off. She does a fantastic job. Her screams, her genuine terror, you feel it. Like it's guttural. It hits you. And I feel that, I think Jack Nicholson probably would have started beating her like past. I'm not saying like during this hotel, even if they hadn't gone to this hotel.
Oh, I thought you meant in real life.
No, in real life. No. I'm just saying, yeah, Jack Torrance. Yeah. No, I'm just saying that, if they were in a relationship outside of this hotel without this madness going on, without the Indian burial ground fun stuff, I think, it would have turned into not just an emotional relationship, like an emotionally abusive relationship, but it would have gone physical, and it already started with Danny breaking his shoulder, dislocating his shoulder.
Yeah.
But I think it would have gotten worse. And I think he would have killed her regardless of being possessed or been driven insane. So I go with her character. I love how she gets her shit together. I love how she whoops him with that bat and basically like hobbles him so that he's just weakened through his whole crazy rant. Wendy! Wendy! That whole part. I love it. And it's such a great role for her. I love that it brings out Jack Nicholson's performance even more.
Yeah.
Because I love Jack Nicholson on top of this. But she's just a great character in this film, and I really like that she's a loving mother. And you gotta love your moms. Love you.
Yeah.
So.
And just like moms did in the 70s and 80s, just smoking all the time, right?
Yeah, all the time. Who gives a crap?
I don't know why.
Smoking in front of the doctor. She's like, "You want a cigarette?" Doctor's like, No, I'm a doctor." Although they did smoke back then.
Shelley Duvall was amazing in the role, and we were, as much as we were goofing on Jack Nicholson at the end, making all those noises. Like, what's really crazy is he actually kind of becomes like an animal by the end of the movie. He gets the limp. He's all like concussed. I mean, he got knocked in the head with the baseball bat, dropped down the stairs. I love when he wakes up and he's like, it's just like whatever. But Duvall is amazing in the movie. What do you think about her performance, J-Strick?
Yeah, it's such a good performance. It makes you really think about acting. You hear stories of like how Jared Leto stays in character when he's, in a role, and you hear about what she went through for this role, and you just kind of like feel for her. Some people can't be like that. They can't separate things, and it's kind of sad to read. Like, she actually went through a lot. I don't know if it probably still sticks with her to this day, but I think, I don't remember the exact number, maybe one of y'all know, but like they filmed that end scene with the door and the axe like 100 times or something.
Yeah,
like, just imagine doing that like 100 times in a row. Like, that would make you go mad.
New door.
Yeah, that's how he got some of those. That's how he got some of the subtlety, and the subtlety that's hidden in the hysteria of the performances of both Shelley and Jack in this film. I think there's a subtlety and a nuance that you pick up in those. But Kubrick literally like pressure cooked his cast, in particular Shelley, who also, by the way, got nominated for a Razzie, which sucks. The movie also was nominated for a Razzie. People hated this movie when it first came out. They didn't know what to make of it, I think. It was kind of like,
wasn't it until like the first week or two, there was actually a different ending and it didn't test well, so they switched the ending?
Yeah, something like that. There's even this, like, I think on the 4K, there's a version that Kubrick did later on for television in Europe or something that they cut a lot of shit out and added a couple things. I've never seen that one, though. I think I heard that.
I need to check that out. I have the 4K.
For my favorite character, I'm going to go with the Overlook Hotel. itself.
Nice.
Like that is
I understood that reference.
such a character in this movie. It permeates everything from the very beginning. When you see the hotel and those helicopter shots, which are beautifully gorgeous, and the music, bum, 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 bum. I listen to that shit all the time during Halloween, but I actually just all the time. So the movie like has this sense of dread and foreboding that is so attached to this hotel, and that is a set. Like they filmed some of the real, I think, for those aerial shots. When they're in front of it, I think that's just something they like a false front they built when they're walking in front of it, and then they literally built the hotel. Like, you know, like you would only do that for Stanley fucking Kubrick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is the guy that faked the moon landing. Just kidding. But now I think the character of the hotel, the way all the ghosts, through the ghost, like the server that he meets, who is a Grady, but he's not the Grady, because that was a different name. If you notice, the first name's different, but the last name's different, the same. So it gives you this sense of like the generational aspect of the haunting that's going on. You know, Scatman's character talks about how his grandmother had the Shining, and he had the Shining. So you get the idea that it's passed down genetically. Right? There is this idea in theory that Jack Nicholson's character is shining at moments too. That's why he's able to, I mean, if there's something there.
Right.
Yeah. So
it's true. Because he made up that entire thing, maybe.
The hotel wants to play out the same scenario over and over and over again. And maybe it even does so with the same bloodline. Maybe that was a descendant of Jack that's in that photo, right? Maybe the Grady that he meets in his vision of the Gold Room Ball or whatever, maybe that is a descendant or an ancestor of the Grady that killed his wife and kids in 1970, right? So like there's so much nuance in the atmosphere provided by these wide sweeping shots, the maze. But before you even actually get to the maze, the hotel is a maze. You get this sense of always wandering. And we'll talk about this coming up in the style and structure bit, but the inventor of the Steadicam filmed the movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that way they didn't have to lay track. They could just build basically like 2 or 3 floors of a hotel and then just kind of film it very freely and loosely. And it adds this atmosphere. I think that the entire movie owes so much to the character of the Overlook Hotel. But let's talk real quick about Scatman. Such an endearing character. I wish we would got more of him. By the way, what a dope ass bedroom. I loved his performance. And it was also sad what Kubrick put him through, because he had to go through the same, you know, take after take after take. And this dude's wasn't a professional actor. You know, he actually got the role because he was friends with Jack Nicholson and was like, bro, get me in this movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I bet he was like, I renounced my wish. What do you think of Scatman, J-Strick?
Scatman's my guy, dude. I don't think Dr. Sleep is a direct sequel, but he does get a cameo bit in that movie, which is kind of cool.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he's just trying to help Danny. So you're just kind of like, the way it ends for him, you're just like, bro, man, like you came all this way. Like, all this way, bro. Like you were communicating with him.
Nobody.
I know, like, and so no one even knows he's there. Like, bro, like,
it's so sad.
Come on, man.
He just walks up and he's like,
like that's literally like
he just got,
bruh. It's ESPN moment. Just like, come on, man. Like, it's I love his performance though. I think he's great in it, man.
What do you think, Jelani?
I want that bedroom. I do.
I do too.
I do, bro. Second I saw that bedroom, I was like, yeah, son. I gotta find all of them reproductions. But it's like he was such a great character. Like he's such a nice man. Like incredibly nice. Like the complete opposite of Jack Torrance. And the fact that his character, like he was great to Danny. He knew his nickname was Doc going forward. He was just great. He's just a great human being. And Scatman Carrozza was a great human being anyway. He was jazz. So I have no issues. But his performance is so genuine. Of all the characters in the movie, he is the most genuine to me. And I hate that he died this way, and that he had to die that way, and the fact that he did take all that time to get there, and he felt it. And this is another thing I noticed about the movie on this watching. I didn't really pay attention to the visual images of the shine when it happens, and when he feels the shine, like when he feels that Danny is in danger, he hears it, he sees it, and I didn't notice that. I don't know why I didn't notice that. I watched the movie tons of times, and I'm like,
because you get distracted by his choice of wall decor.
Yeah, that wall decor is the shit, though.
The other thing about his characters, I could listen to this dude talk about just listing the items in the pantry and in the freezer like over and over. We got 12 turkeys. We got 5 racks of lamb. Do you like lamb, Doc? Speaking of listening to this dude talk all the time, we finally got Brooks here. Brooks, station.
Wow.
What's up, young man?
Hi.
You're
Brooks,
late.
we're gonna get you caught up real quick, and then we'll catch up on making sure. Is everything okay, Brooks, by the way?
Yeah, we had a horse breakout.
Oh wow.
They ended up at Sandhurst Ball Field.
Oh no!
Across the street.
Oh crap!
9 horses. We had to corral them and get them all the way back here.
I can imagine now when I called Brooks, he was just like, "Yeah, man, we got a horse catastrophe." And I was like, "All right, that's enough. You said enough, bro."
Shit.
I appreciate you answering the phone. We're going to get you caught up real quick. What do you think overall about The Shining?
It's all right. It's a classic for a reason, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a very. This movie has like, you know, it's a Kubrick horror movie, like.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally, you know.
Yeah.
And despite it does take some liberties with the source material, but I think that's for the better, because like trying to put a Stephen King book, you know, to film, you're always gonna have to, you know, take liberties.
Yeah. If
you try to like make a Stephen King book like 100% accurate to the book, it's just gonna be boring as shit.
It's gonna be cheesy as fuck and boring.
Like Cujo.
Like a lot of
like a TV series.
Cujo. I like Cujo.
I love Cujo.
I don't know, bro. Go back and watch Cujo. It's not very good.
What are you talking about?
It's a rabid dog, man. I don't want to get bit by no rabid dog.
And plus,
they're in the car for the whole movie.
Like
half the movie, they're in the car.
Yes, that's the point of it, bro. And it's Dee Wallace. It's Dee Wallace and the kid from Monster Squad. Come on, bro.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
Wolfman's got nards.
I didn't realize that our review and discussion on The Shining was going to end up into this whole like defending of Cujo.
Yeah, Cujo's awesome.
Brooks, what's your favorite performance in the film and character?
Was it Wendy Torrance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shelley Duvall.
I mean, like she totally sells it in this movie, and I've heard that she kind of got a little. Maybe took a little abuse in the making of this movie to put out that performance, which is, you know, I'm not really for that, but still, you can still appreciate the performance in and of itself, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
That very wide-eyed fucking look about her in this movie.
Yeah,
it's very authentic, you know, and it feels very real and rooted in true terror. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, now we're going to talk about the style and structure of the film, which we could probably go on for days, but we're going to keep it, you know, a little bit tighter here. But like, I think it's beautiful. Obviously, it's Stanley Kubrick. Like, this dude can film a movie. He knows how to frame a shot. Like any frame, you could just make a still, print it out, and hang it on your wall. It would be a piece of art. Like literally any frame, including Scatman Carruthers talking to you about prunes and raisins. And it does bother me that he says dried raisins and dried prunes. Of course they're dried, homie. That's why they're raisins, not grapes. Anyway, so but artistically, it just looks beautiful. The flow, the way it works so well together, the structure of the story and how it just has so much room to breathe, but at the same time feels claustrophobic. The hotel as a character, as an atmosphere, when they get into the cold scenes because of the way they use the fog and the lighting, it feels freaking cold. Everything about it, the look of the carpets, the crazy room 237. What a wild ass, cool looking room, right?
Yeah.
And don't fucking go in that room, yo.
No.
That's when all the shit starts anyway. That's when it all starts.
It's like what happened in that room? Like, what is that? Like, what? Do they explain more about the room in the book, Brooks, at all?
Yeah, they explain like a lot of more of the stories,
So a lot of people died there and stuff.
All the fucked up shit that's happened in this place in the book.
Yeah.
And the book is kind of, it's told more from the character perspectives.
Yeah.
So like you'll have a chapter from Jack's perspective, you'll have like a chapter from Danny's perspective and Wendy's perspective and so on.
Nice.
Which I think, like, Jack's character in this movie is not done great, I don't think. But it's because, there's a lot missing.
Compared to the book.
You get his inner, kind of more of his inner monologue.
Yeah.
Is he an asshole in that?
Well, the book ends kind of heroically for him, right? He almost like he saves the lives of Wendy and Danny because he doesn't do his job, right? The boiler's about to blow up and he gets them out of there and then goes.
It's kind of more of a redemption arc in the book.
Nice.
I just know that because of that movie. You also find out in the movie that Tony is basically Danny 10 years in the future. Like he's like shining to himself in the future and he's trying to help him out of the situation or something like that. Right, Brooks? Is that in the book?
It's been a while since I've read the book, but I do remember a few things about it.
Okay.
That's cool.
But the way that they were like, how can we film it in this big ass hotel that they created? That's a beautiful set. And like I said, not caught in the trappings of Gothic stuff. You get like one scene of it, and that's when she goes into the room and it's all the skeletons and the spider webs. That's literally, I think, that scene actually sticks out to me because it's so on the nose about, this place is haunted, but it's just poor Wendy after everything she's been through. And then she shows up and it's just dead skeletons staring at her like, bruh, I can't believe she didn't crack. She was. She get the fuck up out of there. But I love the way it's shot. He got the guy who invented the Steadicam to film the movie. Like, who better to use that technology, which was still new at the time. It looks great at the shooting, going through the mazes, going through the hallways. Danny on that damn big wheel. I get transfixed by listening to the work.
Yeah.
Work. Like, it's got this rhythm. It's got this flow. It doesn't feel like a 2 hours and 23-minute long movie. It doesn't. It feels tight, even though it's got a lot of long sequences of just slowly zooming in and crazy ass Jack Nicholson's face, right? Like, you feel it. It gets inside of you and it never lets up. What do you think about the style and structure, J-Strick?
Yeah, I mean, when you it's definitely Kubrick, like we've been saying, but like when you go put it up against other horror movies at the time, just you have to give it an A+ because like visually it's just stunning, right? Like you probably didn't at that point, you probably never saw anything like that in a horror movie, and what they were trying to do is just awesome. Like everything placement wise is there for a reason. Someone mentioned in the chat, like I think me and Robbie seen it. I don't know if Brooks and Jelani have, but there's a documentary on room 237 and it's wild. It is great. Literally, it'll make you go down a dark hole.
Wow.
But just based off that alone, the carpet pattern, the room, all that stuff, like it was there by design. And like I really, really appreciate that because I think on the first watch, especially when I was a kid, obviously I didn't catch that. But as you get older, you start to see things. You're like, that was kind of weird. That was weird that the guy from the hotel, like the placement of his room and in the beginning, I don't remember that guy's name when he's offering the job. Yeah. And there's a window outside, but that room is in the middle of the hotel where there's no outside.
You see the hall go and wrap around. And they also establish on the outside exterior view that there is no window.
There's nothing there.
And there's a window there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch that scene again and make that'll trip you out. Because you're
also notice how much like a Kennedy he appears. And maybe is he representing the U.S. government? He's got that flag on his table. And apparently Carl Jung's Red Book is on his desk.
Oh, wow.
So that goes deep too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Room 237 documentary is a really fascinating watch. You can rent it on Amazon Prime. I think it's part of the IMDb or Independent Film Channel thing package there too. I don't know, but it's basically fan theories about what they think the movie and the symbolism represents. And there's some really cracked out stuff in it, but there's also some really strange things like that pattern that's in our background right now that's on the carpet. when Danny's sitting there and the ball rolls, it's like a hexagonal pattern almost, right? And it comes up and there's an open end that shoots out and the ball rolls down there. And then the camera's behind him. And when it cuts in front of him, all of a sudden that pathway's not there and he's in the closed in part of it. Like the hotel has now trapped into, right?
And the ball's gone, right, too?
The ball's there, though. The ball is still there, I think. I think it is. But little things like that. Like there's in the scene when he's in his home, they're at the apartment, before they even get to the hotel, there's a dopey sticker on his door that's there when they establish that shot. And then it's not there when the doctor and his mom are leaving. And so people are like, what does that mean? And maybe it just means that somebody forgot to put the fucking sticker up there.
Maybe just pulled a Game of Thrones and left a Starbucks cup there. You never know.
Yeah. But they don't. The Legend of Kubrick doesn't even.
You'll never know, bro.
People like literally look into what the movie is trying to say symbolically. And we'll be getting to that in a little bit. Jelaine, what do you think about the style and structure of the film?
Oh, it's beautiful. Even from the first shots when they're driving to the hotel. Oh my God! Like all those helicopter shots, every shot.
Yeah, which he didn't film. He didn't film, but he designed, because apparently he hates like flying in helicopters, and they did that with a helicopter. But he meticulously did that scroll, and they said he spent hours, like if not days, figuring out what color the credits were supposed to be and what speed they're supposed to be. But everything was so designed by him. But those shots are freaking
it's
beautiful.
Well, not to take away from the movie or those shots at all, but it's just funny that in 2021 you can do all those shots with a fucking drone.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking this time around, I'm just like,
it's the future.
All right, let's drone it up. The future.
Yep, that's how we are, man. And it's so well written. It's so well paced. It's like he everything he did was deliberate. So I kind of get it there. It's just it's a marvel to look at. This is like it is a classic for a reason. You're right, Brooks. It's one of those things where it takes a snapshot in actual time, and it shows you, all these things. It brings you to the 80s, of course, but it also shows you the 20s and how life was there, and it shows you those snapshots so seamlessly within this film. And then you of course get the haunted house aspect with the skeletons later. I mean, how that one gold room showed so many faces, how it was a character within itself, just that room.
Yeah.
And of course 237. How gorgeous that room was. Oh my gosh, I would stay in there. Even that puke green bathroom. it was amazing. I was like,
you just want to make out with the old lady chick.
Yeah,
with all them sores and shit or whatever.
Yeah. I'll take before and after, please. But yeah.
Hey, don't judge.
You're worth it, old lady.
Yeah, that's right, old lady. You are worth it. But it's so well done. And I'm like, I don't know why Stephen King would hate that. I mean, of course, because he wrote the material. And he's like, but I don't care, Stephen King.
Like, bro, you got paid. Just chill.
You got paid.
You got to move. You got a movie
out of it.
I just love out of every movie that's ever been done based on the Stephen King work, this is the one he hates.
He likes all his adaptations except this one. Isn't that crazy?
This is the one.
Yeah, I'm a Stephen King fan, bro. Stephen King rules. We got the shirt in the closet. I'm just like, come on. This one?
This one. This is the problem one that everyone loves.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, it's such a great. I mean, it's such a damn good movie, and it's so scary, and it's like we said, it's so claustrophobic. It's in a wide open space, and it makes you feel that way. The maze is brilliant. Whoever came up with the maze concept, anyway, without the animals, like the way they set this up for this film. Oh yeah, first of all, I'd never go in that maze. I wouldn't go in that maze at all because I'd be like, oh no, hell no, because I'd never get out.
I need to be that dude having to ring the bell, and that's it. I love the detail because that's not a real maze, right? It was just a bunch of hedges they had to keep moving around. But like I was like at one point I was like, what are all those triangles? What does the triangle represent? Is he trying to say something about manifestation? And then I was like, oh, those are just bells for when people get fucking lost, and they're like, help me.
I'm lost. Get me out. Breadcrumbs. I mean, I'm glad it's snowing because you can find your way out.
Why is Jack eating the French fries? Because he's trying to say that man is obese and we need to eat more greens.
No, the important thing is not the French fries, my friend, but the ketchup.
The ketchup.
Oh my God.
It's red rum.
It's the blood. Red rum, a red room,
rum.
blood coming out of the elevator, flooding the room. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to give
It's
you this red dick.
It's
Don't shut up.
What are you, a fucking dog? Are you Walt Flanagan's dog?
Dick's huge.
Brooks, this is off the rails, man. What do you think about the style and structure of this film?
I mean, it's got great style. I mean, the whole movie is like just basically building up this tension that comes from the isolation of this this family who's already has it's kind of set up in the beginning. They already have a little tension going on beforehand, and like this just being stuck in this house alone with each other is just making it worse and worse, especially in Jack's case, because on top of that, Jack has writer's block.
Writer's block.
And he's got fucking ghosts talking to him, tempting him back into alcohol.
And he's seeing fucking naked chicks in a room.
Yeah.
And his wife just won't leave him the fuck alone when he's working.
And his kids talking to his finger. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Like, how come that nobody's like, that's not concerning?
That would be concerning to me. I'd be
Well, I
like,
mean,
why is
like,
my child
kids
doing
have
that?
imaginary friends,
This kid, how,
Not with
but
their
why
fingers.
does he sound like a demon?
Why are you cool, Mrs. Torrance? What?
Kids do weird shit. So
I'm like, we're getting the
Not
priest
that
over here.
weird.
We're doing an exorcism.
kids say the darndest things.
Yeah.
Great kid, though.
Yeah.
will say
You like
great
ice cream?
kid.
You like ice
That's a
cream,
great
Doc?
kid.
It provides the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Everything about this movie, you're transfixed. I can't take my eyes off. This is one of those movies, and I hate doing this, but I'm occasionally guilty of this. But you're in the middle of a movie, you check your phone. Not like in the theater. Like, that's why I love the theater, because something about in the theater, I'm like, no phone exists in the theater. But when I'm at home watching the movie, I'll like look at my phone, and it will distract you and take you out of the movie. That never happens when I watch The Shining. I'm like Jack in that scene. Because the music really helps carry that atmosphere as well. Let's talk about the music real quick. Wendy Carlos, Rachel Elkind. Oh my goodness. This is, and I watched one video. I can't remember who it was. I think it was the Drum Drums or Dum Dums or whatever, the Drum Dums or whatever the hell that channel's called. But
No, you're the dum dum. But yeah, keep going.
or somebody mentioned in a video I watched that they thought that this was one of the first times you get nothing but like noises, like creepy noises for most of the score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would argue that's not necessarily the case because Black Christmas has a lot of that kind of stuff in it.
I understood that reference.
Yeah, right. But it is very effective, and like the way that like it starts, we know that big brass boom, 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 and then it goes oh, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It like keeps shifting back and forth between this ominous like brass bass heavy type thing into these like very ghostly, almost theremin-esque like choral like shrieks and howls, and the way that it just the strings are always feel like it doesn't sound necessarily like they're playing something composed. It is composed, but that it's almost like you're hearing them tuning up, and all like the way it builds, the way it just keeps going. It's memorable, it's impactful, it's music that you notice, but it doesn't take you out because it's so cohesively a part of this film. And we cover movies with amazing music in it, but this is so ingrained into the film. It's not even like a separate element. It is the film to me. What do you think about the music, J-Strick?
Yeah, dude, I agree in the sense of like the score and the movie are one and the same for me. And like we talk about this theme of haunting, right? The music is beautifully haunting and also like creepy haunting at times. And it works so well together. Really, really just masterful when I think about it. I actually thought you did a really good job performing that out there. I think we could just do the whole movie if you want to keep going with the score.
Of just humming the score?
Yeah, yeah.
Delaney, what do you think about the music?
Bruh. Yeah, the music is the character in this film. Is so messed up. Even when it goes off the rails, that music, like it just when Jack is like walking up the stairway, and it's kind of quiet, and the music kind of builds because it's in the background, it's there, and he's just every time. And then as it goes, and as as she puts him in the freezer, and then all the scenes towards the end, the music at the end is so scary as crap to me. It's just something about it. It just creeps into you. And it is just, like I said, a character in this film. It deserves to be where it is. Each part of the score it was beautifully timed with what is going on in this film. And you can't really deny it because it's just there. And you're like, oh God, I do hear this music. Oh God. And especially the Shine music. Oh!
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh God. And it's so weird. But I started paying more attention to the music now since Robbie told me to.
Like a year ago.
Yeah, I know.
Now it took you a year to start paying it down.
Listen, young man, we've been doing scores for years.
Yeah, I get it, but it's so good. It's just so amazing, and it takes you. I'm kind of mad that they didn't have any like fun. I'm saying like in happy parts, like.
Well,
like
if you should check out
like,
the Argento cut of the film, because then they spread some of that stuff in there.
And Goblin, so it works.
It's Goblin being like, "Is this the kind of music that they have at the mall in America?"
But
Brooks, what do you think about the music?
Can you imagine? Oh my God.
I'm just saying,
I just pictured it. Like I was picturing like in Dawn of the Dead when there's the goofy ass scene at the end. Like
yeah,
they did this in The Shining.
This movie needed like goofy music to break the tension.
Yeah, I'm talking about like when they were watching TV and she wants the fire engine.
Yeah.
I think they should have happy music right there.
Wait, what if like when he turns on the lights for the labyrinth or whatever, like he turns on the sound and it's like ding ding.
Yeah, something like that.
No,
just the fucking Rocky theme song playing.
Yeah.
Brooks, what do you think about the music in The Shining? In The Shining, Bob? Did he just say making fuck?
Well done.
Brooks, yeah, we're done.
Brooks is still reeling from the horse catastrophe.
And the music in this movie is great. It fits the atmosphere, and it's not as subdued as music from, say, Hereditary. Where I didn't notice it as much. Like I noticed the music in this movie a lot more. It stands out a bit more, but it doesn't overwhelm the movie too. It fits. Like the sound fits well with the visuals. There was one part that kind of gets me in this movie. It's like at the end when it cuts to Jack being frozen. It makes that ding noise. That always kind of like catches me off guard for some reason because it just seems so out of place.
Yeah,
it kind of sounds like, I guess it's supposed to sound like ice breaking or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just a strange sound effect I think that was thrown in there. Kind of to get a jump scare element to it in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
nice.
And I want to address something in the chat. 62 Lefty Blue. I know it's Average White Man. Get down. That was from I remembered it from Superman. Superman 2 when he gets his Clark Kent gets his ass whooped.
Superman 2, Electric Boogaloo coming
Electric
soon.
Boogaloo. Anyhow, but yes. Anyway, continue.
All right.
I'm sorry.
This movie has been studied for its just technical aspects. It's been studied for its metaphysical aspects. It's been studied for its conspiratorial aspects, and it's been studied for its thematic relevance and impact. So, J-Strick, you picked this movie. This is Crew's Choice Month, and it goes into the next couple weeks, but this was your pick. What does this movie say to you? What's it trying to say?
I mean, listen, to pick this movie apart, there's so many different things you go with. I think for me personally, what it says to me is like the dysfunctionality of Wendy and Jack's relationship is like present. We talked about it a little bit from the beginning. Like it's so like their relationship's already broken, and you see that dysfunction like throughout the movie with the insanity, the abuse, right? The addiction. I'm pretty sure he's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
At least I got I got that vibe, right? Like,
Yeah,
and like, dude, I feel like listen, all of us have probably been sort of a relationship where it's probably over, but you keep going. This kind of seems like that, right? Like,
yeah.
You get that sense that Wendy's still invested, but Jack's already gone, even before they got to the hotel. And so I really, really see that played out throughout the movie. And it makes the movie really sad when you see it from that lens. But also, I mean, it's a good movie, and seeing them act that out is heart-wrenching, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Good point. I mean, that family dynamic is a big part of it. And in fact, that's what Stephen King, that theme is there, but there's other things you can pull out too. And Stephen King allegedly says that the breaking down of the idyllic American family in the 70s, that was kind of what he wanted the part of the book to be about, that he thought they didn't quite nail because Jack was just an a-hole from the beginning. But this movie is so hyped up and with the tension, and they could have had time to build it up like they, I guess, did in the book. But I think it works for this movie, for Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Sure. Oliver Stone's The Doors is not very historically factual, but it's Oliver Stone's The Doors. You get what I'm saying? It's an interpretation and a vision, and I love it. And I appreciate that. J-Strick, I love the pick too. This was a great pick. Jelani, what's this movie saying to you?
Pretty much the same thing J-Strick goes with, the breakdown of the family, but I think it's more like cabin fever, and how cabin fever goes awry, and how you're isolated in a space for such a long time. Your mind starts to wander, and your mind starts to go to places it's not supposed to. And being Jack, and may or may not having the shine on top of and he didn't know he had the shine probably until this incident, and it brings out his madness even further. Like, he was going to go mad. Like I said before, I think he was going to be an more abusive person as their family dynamic progressed, even without this hotel. So I think that it's that claustrophobia, the thoughts in his mind, the fact he couldn't write a book and he wasn't successful, because I don't know what happened in Delaware. I still don't know. I wish we knew what happened in Delaware.
His dick fell off.
Yeah, some fab
right in front of the students.
Right. Yep. And how he kissed a naked woman, without fail, without question, in room 237. That really, stands to
that
me.
May have choked his son.
That may or may not have choked his son. He's just willing to kiss this naked woman because she's there. And then, it's things like that. You can tell he's out. He's already out the door. Yeah. And you can tell that his mind is already gone. He's seeing things that aren't there.
Yeah. But he likes the convenience, though, of someone who will bring him breakfast in bed and do his work for him. Right.
Right. She did all his work for him. I know when I noticed that, this is the first time I noticed that too. And I was like, son of a bitch, he didn't do any work here. He didn't do anything. He typed. Sure,
same sentence over and over.
And I'm like, did he damage a wall? He's throwing that tennis ball rather aggressively.
Yeah. he's doing, and he's knocking stuff over. I mean, he's insane.
Yeah.
And putting axes through doors. Cut! Oh, yeah. Another door.
Well, he gets mad at her because he's working and he's typing the same sentence over.
And there's just shards of wood everywhere. Yeah, and same sentences. And it's. Oh yeah, by the way, I think the real hero of this movie is the person that typed all that.
It was Jack.
Typed all that. They
said hero. If you look it up, Jack Nicholson really typed all that. I mean, maybe not all the pages, but
that was
while he was filming, he was typing the same sentence.
He hates this movie so much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, me. But yeah, I think it's more so of cabin fever.
Nice.
And
The
claustrophobia,
isolation, right?
The isolation of it.
Brooks, what's this movie saying to you?
Well, I think this movie is a lot about, the idea we have that evil accumulates in certain places, like there's this idea that like murder houses or like places where a lot of like mass deaths happen have some kind of like long-standing evil that lingers around in the form of, like restless spirits or just bad energy or whatever. And like, something like The Shine, an idea like that of people who can see things that other people can't. That's an idea like they would be able to see that more clearly, and it would be like even more frightening for them. And like even normal people would be able to feel that just because of things like the isolation of this place, and and the idea of the Overlook Hotel is like this place that's like so far away from civilization. It's like this fancy hotel that's off where like all these wealthy elites and stuff would have been throwing parties and like doing all kinds of crazy kind of
things
probably
with
fucked up
dogs.
shit.
Yeah, furry
Which
shit.
I think that's kind of what the whole scene with the guy going down on the other dude in the bunny suit or whatever was about. It was just like the fact that there's a lot of these rich weirdos that just come to places like this, out of the way places, just to do their weird fucking freaky stuff.
Not that weird stuff is weird, but the fact that the fact that it's hidden. Right?
Yeah,
more
like
so.
they're ashamed of it.
Let
like
your freak flag fly, everybody, please.
You can't do that in the 20s.
If you want to, dress up,
kink shame anybody. Like if you want to get a blowjob from a dude in a rabbit suit, you live your truth.
That's right.
Yes.
Not against it. Not against it at all.
All right.
I want
like
old
ice
naked
cream?
lady. What are you talking about?
You like ice cream, Doc?
Yeah, Doc, you like ice cream?
You
What
like
does
ice
that
cream?
mean? No, I'm just kidding. No, excellent. No, it is about that. It's about that accumulation of energy in certain areas. And I would argue it's also about the accumulation of that kind of energy through all of humanity. Let's take some of these conspiracy theory type ideas that we saw in, say, room 237. Let's say that there's a lot of Native American imagery in this film, and it's built over a Native American sacred burial ground, right? Just like in Poltergeist, right?
Yep.
That's an easy way to like, there's something about that. Kubrick didn't just have that. Is that element present in the book, Brooks?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is like mentioned that there's some ancient Indian shenanigans going on.
See, we obviously know that Kubrick doesn't give a shit about King's book, but anything he uses for a reason. That's there for a reason.
He does use a lot of the best aspects of the book in this movie.
Yeah. Mike came up to me the other day and he goes, the movie's about the Holocaust. Okay. That theory comes from the idea that Danny's wearing a shirt that says 42 and he's typing on a German computer. Okay. I don't think that's necessarily what it's going for there, but take the idea of the Holocaust. Take the idea of the Native American tragedy here in the United States, right? And look at the haunted history of humanity compounding itself upon each generation, right? Where I talked about something like this very closely last week when we did Hereditary, right? That movie I thought was kind of about the same thing. The compounded torture, the compounded negativity, the compounded history of shit that we have. It compounds itself onto the next generation. The Shining is generational in this film. Whether it's Grady or Jack, whether it's what is Scatman's like actual name in the Halloran or something?
Hollow.
Okay. Like him and his grandmother, Danny, and how that progresses. And I haven't seen Dr. Sleep yet, but I know that they kind of work a little bit with that. And J-Strick told me it's great. And we're definitely going to have to cover it soon. So I think that's what it's about. I mean, it's about everything that we talked about. Kubrick's movies are not just about one thing. No. You could, though, easily encapsulate 2001 and say it's about the evolution of mankind, right? You could say that. You could encapsulate this and say this is about the haunted history of humanity, right? If 2001 is about our future, this is a movie about our past and how it haunts us, how father will haunt son, and how the acts of a generation before will haunt the generation 2, 3, 4. Right? I mean, it's biblical for a reason. Yeah. There you go.
I want to piggyback off that because, like, I think it's cool when you look at it through that lens. Like, when you watch the movie, right? Like, Jack very much becomes a product of the past, right? Like he could have broken this chain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're all, even today's society, right? We try to break free of these things of the past, right? But like he in turn becomes what he like.
Well, it's that old idea like this, Brady tells him, you got to discipline your boy, you know.
Yeah,
he needs to be corrected, you know.
Yeah,
this idea that, you know, that's part of a father's job is to abuse your child, you know. It's like an old school idea that's not really right.
Yeah, there's a lot of old school ideas in here, you know, that and we're showing this typical ideal family dynamic and how it's flawed. And it's flawed in particular because of the abuse of it in previous generations or something like that. And Mike, I know, you know, you didn't say that about Hereditary, but I was just making a gag when you looked at me this week and you were like, it's about the Holocaust. And I mean, maybe that's a part of it, but that's where that theory comes from. By the way, before we get to the ratings, my favorite 237 thing was the idea that if you play the movie backwards and forwards at the same time and superimpose them on each other, it reveals hidden meanings. And there's some really creepy coincidences when you do it that way. Like, for instance, the moment where he's sitting there just like staring off into space when they're in the labyrinth and he's just like crazy looking, right? That's over the scene where he's in the bathroom talking to Grady and he's like showing the flashes of the dead kids and things like that or something. Like, there's some really weird stuff. So like, yeah, that's what it is. When you see like one of the blood flow scenes, or when you see the scene of the twins, and they're not twins, right? But like, there's something.
One is 8 and one is 10.
Yeah, and there's something weird about them too, because they're not identical, but they're identical enough. And if you look at it, allegedly, one is always showing like dominance, and one is always showing passivity. Like, so there's like this.
That
like,
scene creeped me the fuck out as a kid, dude.
Forever and ever.
And
then remember when Danny asks Jack, "Are you going to hurt me and mommy?" He's like, "Oh, I love you. I want you to be happy here forever and ever. Oh my God. All right. Now it's time to rate the film. I think I know where this is going to go, but you out there in the chat, out of 5 possible you digs, what do you give Stanley Kubrick's The Shining from 1980? And J-Strick, kick us off. What do you give it?
It's a solid 5 you digs, my friend. It's got everything I want in a movie. It's got the creep factor, it's got the mental factor, it's got the visuals, it's got the music, it's got great acting. It's also just something personally to my heart endearing. It's one of those movies, one of the first movies that really changed. I thought all movies were supposed to be like this movie, is what I saw as a kid. Is what I'm trying to say, is like this level of greatness. And obviously, as you get older, you learn it's not like that. But I always go back to that moment as a kid, seeing it for the first time. And all the reveals, man, like when you watch this movie for the first time, you don't fucking think that Jack's sitting there writing that the whole time, right? Like, that blew my mind. It blew my mind. And I just love that for it. I appreciate the film. 5 you digs.
Nice. Jelani, what about you? Out of 5 possible you digs, what do you give The Shining?
Are there negative scores? Well, I won't use those. I'm just gonna give it a 5. It's a freaking classic, man. It's a freaking classic. It's played so well. The cast is fantastic. The set apparently, and not the building I thought this was, is fantastic. The maze is fantastic. It's just there's so many beautiful things about this film. And Stanley Kubrick, he was a master of his craft, and a lot of different films on top of this. And this just showcases it further. And I really appreciate this film. I hate what he did to his cast to get the performances, but he got them, and it's there forever. Gotcha. Gotcha. Cut. New door.
Hey, here's one thing.
Another one.
When the actors and you know, Stanley Kubrick's been gone for a while, and when we're gone and we're all dust, hopefully this movie exists, and that legacy will always be there. That's why physical media is so important, because one day we could be wiped out digitally. You just wait and see.
That's true. Once
the movie's freaking 40. This movie's 40 years old, dude. It still is
40,
just stunning,
41.
right? Isn't that 41? That's just crazy.
It's as old as me, or almost
as old as us, basically, except for Strick. Yeah, that's wild.
It's
this movie's
insane,
so old,
though.
but
But yeah,
it feels so contemporary.
Yeah, it does.
So
It
crazy.
hits it. It's but the rewatchability factor is amazing. I've watched this numerous times already. I can't remember how many times I've seen it.
And not a lot of 2.5-hour movies can you rewatch.
Can you rewatch? Yeah. And I will watch this movie again. So I mean, it's gonna be it's definitely in the rotation for me. I think it's a fantastic film. So yeah, 5 your digs out all the way.
All right, Brooks, what about you?
Well, I want to give it like a lower score because I'm everybody else is giving it 5s, and just to give it a lower score, that's why, but I can't. It's a 5, It's just like, there's a reason this movie is so renowned, and like there's just nothing wrong with it, really.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True classic never goes out of style.
Never. I'm right there along with everybody. I'll give it 5 you digs. This movie is perfection. I started this whole night saying that it's not only one of the greatest horror films of all time, not only is it, to me, one of the greatest Stanley Kubrick films of all time, but I think it's one of the greatest films of all time. I think it's an amazing film. It's a testament to a vision, to having a vision, to having the use of metaphor and symbolism, and having your movies work on so many different levels. It can just be a simple ghost story. It can be a simple story about a dude going mad and trying to kill his family. It can just be all of that, but it can also be amusing and a reflection on the haunted history of mankind. It could be about the crumbling of the family dynamic post 50s through the 60s into the 70s. It's all those things and more, and it will be more in the future because, like somebody said in the chat, GT Key Comic, this movie is timeless. And timeless movies that resonate generationally, that's straight up 5 you digs. This movie shines, right? I gave it 5. J-Strick gave it 5. Jelani gave it 5. Brooks gave it 5 for a PCP average of 5 you digs. You know what else gets 5 you digs? 69 dudes. They're great. They're great. They're great. We work together.
Yeah, you do. Anyway, you do. It's kind of a
you do me, I do
you do me, I do you. Yeah. It's reciprocity.
We're all in this together.
Oh, yeah. Of course, I knew High School Musical was about sexual pleasure. Anyway, GT Key Comic gives it 5 you digs. Comics Misexplained gives it 5 you digs.
Hey.
Dennis gives it 5 you digs.
5.
Didn't this movie mess Shelley D up in the head? Yeah.
Yeah.
The abuse she went through. Cerebros, what's up? Great podcast. Check out Cerebros. Someone throw out a link if you can, if we got a mod here. 5 you digs. There's Fable. He's a mod. 5 you digs. Jamie. What's up, Jamie Station? Jamie says 5 creepy kids. 5 creepy kids. I like it. Brother Joe says 5 you digs. 3 slips and 2 backlogs for a 69, bros. I like that.
Nice.
That's really, really good. BJ, what's up? Says 5 you digs. Hell yeah. Is Philadelphia good? I hear it's really good, but I haven't been keeping up with it. And TM Nerdy, I know Travis was a big fan of this movie, gives it 5 you digs. Y'all, that's 5 across the board, y'all.
Yeah.
This is the third all 5s movie in a row.
What are the in a row? Yeah, we have
all 5.
Did y'all give Hereditary all 5?
Into the Dragon,
Hereditary.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty damn good movie.
This is crew picks.
The only pick, like crew pick, that didn't get 5s across the board has been me. Southland Tales. But I bet if I would have picked Donnie Darko, it would have got it.
You get better taste. Oh yeah, Donnie Darko would have got 5s, bro.
No, it would have 5s.
Southland Tales great, man. Whatever. We still got high scores. All right, so that was our review of The Shining. Don't worry, PCP Backchat's coming up, but I do want to point out something. That's right. We still got sets of Blood Skulls and Chrome #1 available. You get the trade dress version and the black and white version. This is a PCP exclusive. You can only get it here. We're pre-selling them right now, and I guarantee you when we get them, they're going to sell even faster. So you can get it for $24 a set plus $6 US shipping. You can email us at popculturephilosophers@gmail.com to check it out. Tomorrow night on Dylan's Horror Show, I am joined by some of the PCP Army Bad Batch, as well as Dylan, because it is his show. We're going to be talking about Grindhouse. That's right. Planet
Nice.
Terror and Death Proof. Dude, I watched Planet Terror right after watching The Shining. 2 great movies, both of them 5 you digs for me. I'm like, seriously, 2 completely different movies.
Oh,
But
100%.
next week, we're continuing Crew's Choice because somebody on the panel right now has a birthday in just a matter of days, and it's his pick. So next week is Jelani's pick, and it's The Long Kiss
Oh my
Goodnight.
God.
I
Weird
fucking
stretch.
love this movie. I love
That's
this
awesome.
movie.
Jelani loves that movie, and we will also be joined by Mark and Jasmine from the Geeks Unleashed podcast. And Mark's going to be in the UK, so it's going to be 3 a.m. for him. So I'm really interested to see what he thinks of this movie. But Jelani, it's a great pick. It's one of his favorite flicks, and we are very excited to chat about it next week on PCP Movie Night. We'll be right back for PCP Backchat. And remember, everybody, we ain't going to hurt you. We're just going to bash your head in. We're going to bash it right the fuck in. Someone's having a coughing fit. All right. Welcome to PCP Backchat, everybody.
What's up, yo?
What's up, man? You all right?
Coughing there.
Yeah, I bet you were doing. Okay, anyway. What's up?
You gotta fucking take a hit, young man. Jesus.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
God damn.
Nah, man. Someone's choking.
I'm fucking worried about you, yo.
Welcome to PCP Backchat. By the way, like we said before we did the break, next week is I hit the wrong button. There we go. Okay. Next week, where are we at? I don't even know what's going on, bruh. Yeah, next week is Long Kiss Goodnight, and that movie is available on HBO Max, I believe.
Yes,
so,
it is.
yeah, there you go.
Nice HD.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Kick Explosions, man.
Also
we got
on
a lot to
Tubi.
talk about on that one.
If you don't have HBO Max, I believe it's on Tubi as well.
Fucks the Tubi.
Yep.
Tubi or not Tubi. Welcome to PCP Backchat. It's the show after the show. We just had a very great discussion on The Shining, I think. I thought that was one of the best PCP movie nights we've done. I think we just keep knocking them out. I think this has been the most solid year yet. And you just wait, because we are just weeks away from Horror Fest. I mean, from Action Fest. And then right after that is Horror Fest. So it's going to be
on your mind. Horror Fest all the time.
Horror.
Yeah, it is.
Horror
Thank God for
Fest.
Dylan's horror show. Let's get it started real quick. What did you think about the Eternals trailer? And we're going to go in the round robin like we typically do. Not a round robin, but we're going to go clockwise. J-Strick, what'd you think of the Eternals trailer?
I didn't like it at first, and then the beauty of YouTube now is you have all these trailer breakdowns, and they tell you, like the little Easter eggs. And I actually thought it was pretty cool what they were trying to do. I don't know how much of an homage it actually is to Kirby's Eternals. It seems like it's kind of, there's obviously elements, but it looks like it's doing its own thing. But I don't know. I'm excited, I guess. It's a Marvel movie. There was tons of Marvel movies I wasn't super excited for, then I went and saw them, and then I liked Thor 3. I thought it was pretty good. So let's do it.
All right.
It's got I guess both the Stark brothers are going to be like the love interest for what's her face? I can't remember her name. But I think it's funny that it's the main chick.
I don't know.
Is it Angelina?
I just crossed like 4 nerddoms. Sorry.
Here's
the guy that plays Jon Snow and one of the Stark brothers.
He's
Yeah,
not. He's the Stark brother. He's Rob Stark. Yeah, he's Rob Stark.
I don't know who you're saying they're like trying. They're both the love interest for
the
who?
chick that he's with in the ship in the beginning.
Okay.
Like Black Knight's supposed to be like it's going to be like a love triangle.
Here's the problem. I don't give a shit. Right? That's the problem. Okay. And like this movie, okay. You got to wow us. Okay. Here, Marvel Studios is in a precarious situation right now.
I thought we were going clockwise, but it's okay.
You're right.
Continue.
Hey, it's your show, man.
It's your show, dog.
It's our show. But it's all of our show. But anyway, I'm just saying they're in a precarious situation where most people think their story's done, with the wrapping up of the Thanos stuff. And so you got to wow us with some trailers and some movies. This Eternals trailer to me was boring, and nothing about it spoke of Kirby to me. It didn't feel dynamic, didn't feel like energetic. It feels to me like this movie was conceived when Game of Thrones was like the biggest shit. And they were like, yo, let's make this so like Marvel Game of Thrones. Let's like literally get like half the fucking cast, right? And so like, I feel like that's not the way to go right now, but we shall see. Jelani, what'd you think of that trailer?
I thought it was boring as well. I was going to be honest. But I'm not going to hate it yet. Because it could be great, fantastic. It doesn't feel like Kirby though. It doesn't feel cosmic in any way. It doesn't. I've never read the Eternals, so I have no clue what the hell's going on. So I don't know any of these characters. I wasn't cosmic Marvel. I just wasn't into cosmic Marvel, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind seeing an occasional Guardians of the Galaxy thrown in, and you don't want a movie where the character you have this whole cast and you don't let any of them shine in the trailer. I don't see anything that shows anyone to shine. I don't know who the villain is, who the antagonist is going to be. I don't know what they need to overcome. You have to know. You have to have a feeling of what the movie is going to be about. They just show you a combination of scenes in that. Nothing really gives you like a story. I have no clue. They've been around since time began. I'm like, well,
and they haven't interfered. They haven't interfered until now, and that's the thing. That's the thing that's become the meme right now. Is that so everything that happened,
so everything that happened, out half the world.
Yeah.
I guess the thing is they were asleep somehow. I'm assuming that's got to be it, right? They couldn't have just been chilling.
Who cares?
Fucking knows.
I hope half of them got dusted.
Because Eternals, tell me if I'm wrong. They're like God tier level.
It's basically
some characters, right?
Okay, like beneath the Celestials. They're like the servants of the Celestials, pretty much.
Yeah, they're meant to go out and seed worlds with the possibility of life and defense.
So that's a little bit in the trailer because they have like the plants.
It's very ancient aliens shit. Okay. That's basically some of it. Like they're the ancient.
That's right up your alley, man.
I know. I love the concept of the Eternals. All I'm doing is I'm excited for the movie still. I'll watch it.
I saw those figures, I was like, nah, bro. I don't know.
I gotta judge it. I gotta judge it as a trailer in the context of what people are expecting from the MCU.
It'll be fine, man. You trust Feige, don't you? He'll figure it out.
I trust Feige. But he's been a little off since the Thanos is over thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, when you finish your story, you tell your story, tell me another one, start me another one, and start it in a new way. They haven't really kickstarted this wave yet. That's another thing.
Well, there's a little thing called COVID-19, young man.
No, and I understand that, but they still made these movies. And they still
see, that's my thing. I wish they didn't push everything back.
It just feels weird. And Spider-Man hopefully will clear all this up. Hopefully, a Multiverse of Madness will clear all this up, and it will.
I think that's gonna be a clusterfuck.
It has, yeah.
I'm worried about that one. I wasn't worried about these. I'm worried about that one.
Wait, tell me about that one. I'm sorry, I don't want to break off, but what?
Oh, my cat is clawing my foot. Sorry.
Then never mind. So I get it. It doesn't feel like the stage is the weakest, even though 2020 did happen, but it didn't start anything. So and Eternals doesn't look like it's the start off point either. And I hope it's good. Maybe it is, but I just see a whole bunch of scenes slapped together, make me a trailer instead of telling me a story in the trailer.
I feel like this movie they've been hiding, and that makes me worried about it. But I think the MCU will be fine because it may be a rough start. Black Widow, hopefully that will be cool. Shang-Chi looks decent. It looks neat, right? Yeah. And Eternals looks boring just based on the trailers. But we got some more excitement. Like people are going to be way more excited for Doctor Strange, especially if it ties into WandaVision, because we have some momentum that started with these TV shows, right?
I get it. It's just
TV show.
Yeah,
like WandaVision and Cap and Winter Soldier.
I think those are going to be awesome. So,
Brooks, did you watch the Eternals trailer?
I have not seen it yet.
Okay.
What the fuck's the Eternals trailer?
Yeah.
We need to do Brooks reaction videos then.
Brooks, did you watch Army of the Dead yet? It was on Netflix.
No, I haven't.
Oh man, you should watch that.
I haven't watched it either. No spoilers. Hey, nice VHS is behind you.
I didn't say.
Thank you.
That's pretty sick.
Thank you.
Done. Yeah,
I have a new goal to make a VHS section in Studio A. Is the plan.
That's kind of high.
Yeah.
I might join you on that quest.
Other people have done it. So if anybody has any VHSs they'd like to donate, especially some old school 80s horror, I'm down.
You can borrow some of mine. I have tons of them from Hollywood Video.
You still got those?
You really?
Yeah.
Bruh, yeah.
In the case?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the case. In the plastic
with the slip?
The little
with the slips.
Yeah. Bruh.
Yep. I have all the slip VCRs. Yeah. I was doing slips for you guys, man. That's right. I'm a hipster.
The original J Slip.
J Slip. But yeah. What were we talking about?
How about this? A spoiler-free Army of the Dead review from Jelani.
For me? Okay.
Yeah. Did you like it? I thought you didn't like it.
I don't, because it's a lazy zombie movie. I think it's a lazy zombie movie. I think it has.
Not because you're not a Zack
It takes
Snyder
all
fan?
the trope. No. I like 300. I like Watchmen. I like his films. I didn't like Sucker Punch.
You like,
like
the
Dawn of the Dead?
movies.
I like Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
I like his movies. I like it. Don't get me wrong. And it's not because of the Snyderverse ruining the DC universe. It just kills the DC universe for film in our lifetime. I don't think we'll ever get that again. But that being said, this movie almost turns him into a hack, because it's cliched. He rips off Aliens. He rips off what is Ocean's 11, on top of it being mashed together with zombies. Let's do this. And it doesn't have heart. One character I wanted to like was the daughter of Batista. I thought the daughter of Batista was going to be pretty solid, character, but she's annoying. I mean, she's the reason, all that stuff happens at the end. And it's an okay film. The zombie tiger is cool as shit. There's a zombie tiger, but they've done a zombie tiger already in a Ving Rhames sci-fi movie. So it was a rip off of that too.
Oh, whatever.
So
the concept of a zombie tiger is not a rip off. It just happens to be a zombie tiger. Come on.
It's another zombie tiger.
It's a zombie film in Vegas.
Another
okay,
movie.
Okay.
But
you didn't. Okay.
I'm not kicking it. I'm not.
How many of your digs would you give it?
How many of your digs would I give it? 2.5.
Okay.
Because it scared you?
No, it didn't scare me.
It's not
That's
a scary
the problem.
movie.
It's not a scary movie. It's more action, and the goal that they get is eliminated like near the third act. It's like the end of the second act when you get the reveal of what happens, or like the goal that they're trying to do. What they're trying to do is fucked. By the third act, who gives a shit about that? And it's there's no reason for that. If you're going to tell the story that they wanted to tell, or what the side quest was, which actually turned into the main quest of this film, it's kind of just pointless to me. And and they don't show how awesome these zombies are. Not really. You didn't get any tension other than there's like a hallway scene with sleeping zombies, and they have to walk through this scene.
No spoilers. All right.
But that's it.
Okay, I'll give it. I give it.
Now I know there's a zombie.
I give it 4 you digs. I actually liked it.
Snyder.
I liked it. It's a 2.5 movie.
Yeah,
2.5
Snyder
hour movie.
fanboy over here.
Yeah.
It's a 2.5 hour movie that doesn't feel long to me. I had a lot of fun with it. Some interesting new concepts to me that are utilized about the zombies. A lot of it still needs some elaborating, and that's why I guess that's why they're doing the animated series. But
and they're doing an animated series of this. Does it have Batista in it?
But overall, I thought it was really good, so I give it 4 you digs.
Okay, I mean, watch it. I think we should watch it. I'm not trying to be down on 2021 movies, but they have been lackluster this year. It's just it hasn't started yet, and it hurts.
You can have your opinions. It's fine. No one's judging you.
They just need to stop fucking around with Cobra Kai seasons and make a Cobra Kai movie. I'm just saying.
No, just do the seasons.
No, it'll unite the world.
It's too late now.
It'll bring world
6
peace.
seasons in the movie.
This guy gets it.
Yeah, 6 seasons in a movie. I'm cool.
Get
with
this
that.
man a shield.
And if all those kids don't form eventually at the end, and Zordon shows up because they're like 5 teenagers with attitude, like I'd be very disappointed.
5 teachers with attitude.
Here's my deep dive fan theory, hot take: Cobra Kai is just the prequel to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
You think all? Well, it's close to Angel Grove. It's all Angel Grove.
Why
Johnny
already
becomes
so
Zordon.
badass. Oh, and Daniel.
Rangers, stop acting like a bunch of pussies.
God. That's why I miss Mr. Miyagi.
All right,
He
J
brought the
Strick.
balance.
It's been a tradition here. You haven't been here for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So it's become a tradition here on Friday nights to talk about food. So what'd you have for lunch today?
What did I have for lunch today? I had a rice bowl from Whole Foods.
Oh, those are good. Chicken?
Yeah. Fried chicken, green
and mayonnaise.
onion,
Chicken and mayonnaise?
some mushrooms, and Hawaiian sauce.
It's mayonnaise.
Hawaiian sauce.
Every time he eats this, it looks like he's eating a bowl of rice, chicken, and mayonnaise, which to me is like the grossest looking thing. But it's Hawaiian sauce, so it's like slightly sweet or something.
And made of mayonnaise. Is it aioli? That is also mayonnaise.
My breakfast was a little better. I can describe it a little better. It was.
We're not talking about breakfast tonight. Jelani, what'd you have for lunch?
Damn.
I had barbecue from a gas station down the street, and it was fantastic because that guy like knows what the hell he's doing. So,
my man,
you find the right gas station. Ooh.
Yeah, there's a gas station, man, that sells fried chicken and collard greens and yams. It's it's near downtown Huntsville. It's
dude, that Chevron on
it's beside the In-N-Out.
Used to be popping.
The one on Pratt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to live right next to it.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I would go there in the afternoon, and he would just put like a hodgepodge of shit, whatever he had left over, and he would just put it there, and I'd go get it. It'd be $5, and I'd open it up, and it would be like a smorgasbord of fucking his popping ass, screaming fucking gas station food. I loved it. And then I'd go to Star Market and get their hash brown casserole because that shit is screaming.
It's awesome. It is. Almost
gas station food
down there, man.
Gas station
food. Shit.
We were talking about gas station food.
Right.
We were talking about gas station food a couple weeks ago. We were talking about that fucking sandwich gas station across the street from the old comic shop.
That place was the shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still need to get some.
You gotta find places like that. You it's hard to find.
Hard
them
now,
nobody
especially.
Talks about them. Yeah. Nobody talks about them.
I think a lot of people stopped doing it because of COVID.
Yeah.
Like every time I go to the gas station, there's nothing there. There's like frozen pizza that they microwaved.
Here you go.
You need some corn nuts, Robbie.
You gotta go out to the country. They're still frying chicken at a gas station.
Yeah.
I was just at a gas station.
Then you get a TCM scenario. I don't know about that.
Well, don't just randomly walk into someone's fucking house. I'm sorry, but in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, let's go back to that. I'm sorry, but at Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they deserved what the fuck they got.
All died.
They walked up in these motherfuckers' house.
Technically, it was their house, right?
I don't know what I'm sure it's like this in Texas, but in Alabama, if someone walks in my house, I can shoot them. I'm not saying like I should, but I'm just saying I could. And the law would be like, well, he was well within his rights. I'm sure Texas is like that. Brooks, what'd you have for lunch today?
I made a couple of chicken sandwiches out of those Tyson honey battered chicken fingers.
Nice.
I get like a hamburger bun, put some honey mustard on that, and put like 3 of them on there times 2, and that gets me good to go.
Any lettuce, tomatoes, sauce aside from honey mustard?
You don't need all that. You don't need that greenery.
Yeah, you do.
Nah, man, he's made it this long.
Yeah,
you don't need it.
Any fries? Or chips? Any fries or chips?
No, just 2 sandwiches.
Just raw dogging it with chicken.
Yeah.
I had Taco Bell for lunch. I had the
Are you shitting me?
I had
You complained all week about not wanting Taco Bell. Then you get Taco Bell and I hate you.
Well, you know what happened? I was watching the Lakers last night, completely whip the shit out of the Suns, and then I saw a Taco Bell commercial, and they had that naked chicken chalupa thing back, and so I got that, and immediately it was like, I remember last time it was out, like 2 years ago, as a same reaction. I get it, and I go, well, that's way smaller than it looks. Like it's really tiny, and it's $4.
But they fry them fresh.
But it's good. I like it. It's got that nice, like it's like an avocado spicy sauce or something. No, but like I put Diablo on it, but it's you know
what you know about Diablo.
But like,
yeah,
I had 2 of those and a crunchy taco supreme.
Okay,
it was delicious. It was
I'll let them back. I'm getting that tomorrow.
They're rather pricey for what they are.
They're
so small. If you look at the goddamn commercial or the image, like it's ridiculous how big it looks.
You had them before, didn't you? They were like the size of a gordita.
No, they're smaller than that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They're like this. They're like half the size of a taco.
They're trying to cook them. See, when they were cooking them fresh, they had to do that because the wait time. The wait time is too long to make those because you got to sit and wait for those to fry.
So they made them smaller.
And so they made them smaller. That makes sense now. That sucks though. because them things was the shit. You get
Yeah,
like
they're pretty good.
5 of them, and they put. Well, I know it's
What you know about
different.
4 or 5 of
It's
them.
different. Yeah,
That's a bit excessive.
yeah. But
I think your VHS
too.
collection's a bit.
I like them. I like them cold too. I loved them cold.
Really?
Yeah,
You know about
I like
cold.
chicken. I like
I've
cold
been
chicken.
cold my whole life.
I'll just say it's the best chalupa we can get at Taco Bell here in Alabama, allegedly.
That's true because
That's sad.
they ruined our
We got those
Yeah.
Alabama
Alabama
pancakes.
pancakes.
Bring back Mexican pizza.
You're right.
Bring back
They
And
the
don't-
Mexican
Choritos. We want enchiladas too.
And
while
the
we're at it.
enchilito, yeah, and the chilito, the chili cheese
And we
burrito,
want the
baby.
chilito.
Mhm.
And why can you only get nacho cheese Locos Taco? I want Cool Ranch too. While we
Yeah,
at
bring back Cool Ranch, bring back spicy nacho. Do a guacamole one. Do a pepper jack black.
God. Oh, why are all the fast food places closing?
Because no one wants to work, bro.
Nobody works.
Nobody's
now.
working, bro.
I'm sorry. I just want to throw that
Everybody's
out there.
hiring.
Who's closing?
I went to Burger King, right up here, and like they were like, "We're closed because we don't have staff." I was like, "What the hell?"
That's what happened on airport on Taco Bell the other night.
I was like, and then I went to Checkers, and the same thing happened. They were pretending like our screens are down. I'm like, no, y'all in the back laughing and smoking weed. I know what you're doing.
I've been there.
I've been there. So it's just weird.
Fast food is
man.
wild, bro.
It didn't used to be this bad, but it's bad now. I was like, wow, I just want like a quick sandwich. And you can't go inside of places anymore. So that like there are lines that are like across down the street. Things I used to just see at Popeyes.
Curbside, bro. Just curbside.
Yeah. People I see at just Popeyes though. It's just so weird. And I don't know why I ranted about that, but it was like, oh, I need a few minutes. I got off work. I wanted a few minutes to go get some food to eat before the live stream. It was like 8:20, and I was like, I can make it home by 8:30, 8:45, because it's not that far away.
Yeah.
Man, I had to drive to Burger King. Burger King was closed. Drove all the way down. Had to hit those lights on University to go to Checkers. Checkers is closed. It's
Look
just
at white
like,
people problems, man.
yeah, man. Fast food. Fast food is fast food, and like, I understand that there are things going on in the world. I get it, but like, if you're not working because you're not paying me a living wage and all that stuff, that's fine. That's fine. But you working. That's the only thing I got. That's all I got.
Well, the
Hey,
only way that
man.
people are going to get, better wages and get, better
Look for
conditions
better
is by,
jobs then.
showing like, hey, you need us.
Yeah, sticking
Like
it to
if
the
we
man.
go away, your business gets fucked.
I get it. And it is, because they are. But damn it, sometimes I just want a cheeseburger. I do. And they're like 50
And all the
bucks each
fries
one.
you can give me.
All the fries.
Check your privilege, bro.
No, that's the only thing I'll be conservative about. I get it. I'm against fast food workers because they doing stuff like this now. Yeah, of course I need you. For my sandwiches. There, I'm done. I know this will be used. This will be used against me when I run for president.
We're all going
But-
to starve because we can't get any fast food.
Yeah, well, I'll be fine. I shouldn't
We'll
be
be
eating
just
fast
like
food to
be a
begin with.
skeleton sitting in fast food lines.
Yeah, that's how it's getting. It's weird, man, because like you can't go in, so everybody's in the drive-through, and like everybody orders like 90 things. Everybody I've heard that I'm sitting in line
I
with,
fucking hate when the fucking
Yeah.
people do that.
can we get the whole side of the menu, please? Twice. Just give me that and a Coke. And I'm like, God dang it!
Diet Coke.
Why? Yeah, Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
No, cherry Coke.
I had a Baja Blast today from the fountain. Delicious.
Nice.
I just Grubhubbed it. I'm serious. It got that shit, by the way, was the quickest I've ever gotten Grubhub. It was here in like 15 fucking minutes and it was still so fresh. Everything was hot. Like it was like,
And you paid $22. I get it.
I don't care, man. I didn't have to wait in that damn line that you just
Yeah,
complained
man.
about. So I have no complaints.
Yeah, what did that line take on the toll on your soul, young man?
Oh, it
Yeah.
took it already. It
And I was
already gone.
I was watching
It
The
took all you
Shining.
shine. It took all you shine.
Took all
Took
your
all the
shine
shine.
away.
This is
Shine
so
away.
weird. It's so weird now. But yeah, food's awesome now.
I want to
I'm
take
glad to
this
hear that.
time right now to point everybody to a book that's coming out. FOC is approaching quickly. It's from Vault Comics. It's written by Michael Morisi, and it's got artwork by Nathan Gooden. It is called Barbaric. It is freaking awesome, y'all. A lot of people are going to like this book. Your shop may not carry it or may not carry a lot of it. So get your pre-orders in. That's important on a book like this. And if you have trouble getting it at our shop, me and J-Strick at our shop, we are ordering very heavy on this book.
Yeah,
this book is so
today.
Freaking good. It's perfect for Conan the Barbarian fans. And we had Michael on the show last night. We had some technical difficulties with his feed, with his internet issues, but he's going to be coming back soon, he said. So I had a great time chatting with him when we could, be on the same time. But the book is, he wants to do this book forever. He wants to keep writing this book, and I want him to because it's so fun. I've read the first issue, and it's about this dude named Owen the Barbarian. So it is owning its Conan influences. And it's the dude who's cursed by these 3 witches to live forever. And his soul is forfeit, and he will die and go to hell, right? Unless, or he will live forever, but he has to respond to every call for help. So he's got to always do the right thing. His moral guide is an entity named Axe, who is his talking axe, who is a bloodthirsty talking axe and has the right idea. Like, this person's a murderer, this person's a thief, kill the murderer, right? But the axe, it literally talks with a mouth and everything, gets drunk on blood and then starts blurring its lines on what's an acceptable target. This book is
Blade of the Immortal.
Yeah. Well, unlike Blade of the Immortal, this book is really wild. It's hilarious. It's subversive at times. It's irreverent. It's tits, violence, bloody, headless gore, and
put it in my box.
Hilarious, bruh. Y'all are gonna flip on this book. And there's an homage B cover variant that's Conan the Barbarian #1. So you gotta get it. This book is so fucking good, y'all.
All right.
I have not been this hyped for something I've read an early look on in a long time. And Barbaric #1, fucking amazing. Oh my God. Y'all gonna love it. Y'all gonna love it. I'm gonna have to put together an advanced review. I got to do that. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. Who knows? Maybe I'll just be like, what? Read fucking Barbaric. It's good. It's really good. Anyway, now that's out of the way. Anybody in the chat have a question? Just throw it out right now. This is the time where it's appropriate for you to ask us a question before we get into show and tell. So, Brooks, you got all your horses? They're all good?
Yep.
Got the horses in the
Everybody's
back.
back in their place.
That's good.
The gate has been secured.
When you were out there, did it ever occur to you that if your life was a movie, it would be the perfect placement for the Rolling Stones version of Wild Horses?
No, I didn't.
Well, you should have. You should have. I got a question. Favorite Rolling Stones song? Brooks, go.
Actually, probably would be Wild Horses.
Really?
Yeah. Or Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Oh, nice one. Okay. Okay.
I was going to say that. Damn it.
What about you, Jelani, then?
Now I don't have one. They're okay.
It's all right to have the same favorite as somebody else,
They're okay, man.
Yeah, I got you.
I'll say Jumpin' Jack Flash then.
That's a good one. That's a good one. What about you, Jason?
That's a good one too.
J-Strick, you got one?
Beast of Burden is Rolling Stones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never be a beast of burden.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that song.
For me, an easy one would be Sympathy for the Devil. But I really, really like, and it's because of its association in the movie Darjeeling Limited, but Play with Fire. You know, don't play with fire because you might get burned. It's done in such it's placed in such a perfect spot in that movie. It's a Wes Anderson film that one always rise up for there.
Ruby Tuesday is a pretty good one too. I kind of like
it. Is good. Yeah. 62 Lefty Blue says Paint It Black. Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually a good one.
That's really good.
Bobby, Sympathy for the Devil.
Okay.
Beast of Burden is up there, but I'm more of a Beatles guy. Okay, weird that you made that distinction, bruh. We asked about the Stones. I don't understand.
They're
whatever.
pretty stew.
We're just busting your balls, man. Speaking of balls, I watched Planet Terror today, so I'm watching the. I actually, for the first time, I'm watching the Grindhouse in its original presentation, but I had to stop, because of this stream, right? Because I watched The Shining today, and then I did some things, and then I did the Planet Terror and the Machete trailer, and then I watched the trailers for like Don't and Thanksgiving and whatnot. But like,
those are great.
So this is the first time I'm watching that because I've only seen those extended cuts or whatever. But Planet Terror, man, I fucking love that movie. That's on Dylan's Horror Show tomorrow, and we'll be joined by some of the Backlog bros. So that's gonna be exciting. But like, I forgot how many severed balls you see in that movie, and it's dude from Lost, Naveen Andrews. Right, it's Saeed from Lost, and he's that like scientist, and he's like cutting people's balls off, and he keeps them in his
in a jar.
Even when he's like on the ground and they're all over the place, he's trying to gather them up. Oh my god! And it reminded me, I've never seen the Machete film, so I think I need to do that soon.
Those are awesome.
Yeah,
Machete Kills are the shit. Well, Machete's better than Machete Kills, of course, but it's still awesome. And Lindsay Lohan's swan songs. It's the best she's ever been in a film, next to Mean Girls.
Planet Terror, the one that has with the girl with the machine gun leg.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to see that one. That was one I was always.
It's awesome. Me and Robbie watched that in the movie. We watched both of them. We watched both the Grindhouse.
I didn't watch it in the theater. We watched it when it came out on DVD because I don't think that played here in the theater.
It played in the theater.
I never saw it in the theater presentation.
That means that was Finley then. Had it been Finley. Okay. But yeah, I saw it in the theater. I watched both of them, the intermission and everything. We watched.
I remember being bored by Death Proof, but loving Planet Terror and watching. These are the non-extended ones, so they're a little bit shorter. So because they're supposed to fit together all in one double feature with the trailers. But like, I hope that it will iron out Death Proof, but Planet Terror to me was just as fucking fun. Like, and it was a really great movie to watch after The Shining. That's so like serious and methodical and analytical, and then just be like, yeah, let's watch fucking Planet Terror now because that movie's so
ridiculous. Soundtracks, put the Shining soundtrack in Planet Terror.
Oh God,
Planet Terror soundtrack in the Shining.
Planet Terror soundtrack's great because it's Robert Rodriguez, man, and he does that go-go music or whatever.
Yeah.
You're a one-legged stripper. I'm a go-go dancer. It's different.
Yeah, it was. I like the scene where it's normal, and then all of a sudden it skipped a reel.
It's in the sex scene.
On fire.
Yeah, it's in the sex scene.
It's like scene. That's right.
It freezes and burns up, and it's like missing reel, and all of a sudden the place where they're all at is on fire, and all these other people are there, and all these people are shot and dying, and you're just like, what?
We missed all of that.
They do that in Death Proof too, but not as drastically.
Yeah.
So anyway,
it's good. I liked it. I like both those movies.
All right, let's see if we have any questions. Here's one. What was your favorite movie Rosario Dawson acted in? Easy for me. Josie and the Pussycats. What about you, J-Strick?
I knew you were gonna say that. Oh gosh, what was that movie? It was like her first movie.
Kids?
No. He Got Game. She was in there, right?
Okay. I don't know. It's been a while.
That's it. That's his girlfriend in the
Yes.
Yeah. He Got Game.
All right. What about you, Jelani?
Mandalorian.
No, she wasn't in Mandalorian. She was Ahsoka, but she was not Rosario Dawson in that.
What?
What?
I don't like. I'm gonna have to rewatch that and be like, what exactly just happened here? Did Jelani forget that she was in there and then remember?
Yeah, I think I got him.
You did.
Gotcha.
He was Ahsoka, but I think she was more Ahsoka in that film or in that show
than herself. She was more the character.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm with you.
Oh, okay, good. Are you with me now? All right, cool. Anyway,
hey, it's not.
What's the kid's name from Child's Play?
What's the wife's name from The Shining? You ain't gonna get us, bro.
That's
you ain't gonna get us, bro.
Winifred.
I'm gonna use that tomorrow.
Name was Winifred.
Dude, I would have loved it. Could you imagine that scene with Scatman ask you like, so I heard your husband introduce you as Winifred. is that short for blah blah blah? Are you a blah 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 or right? And she goes, Wendy. He should have been like, Wendy's nuts hit you in the face. Let me know how it feels.
All the air horns go off.
And then Danny just goes, got him.
That is my.
I'll say Clerks 2. She was pretty good in that movie. She was a supportive girlfriend.
Okay.
She was the supportive girlfriend.
Cincinnati. I forgot she was in Cincinnati.
I don't believe that she's interested in Dante.
No way. She's way too beautiful.
She's way too fucking
and like
she's
cool.
out of his league.
So out of his fucking league.
Dante's like this overweight, like complaining, annoying white guy. Like
I am more down with the fact that I'm more down with the fact that Shannon Elizabeth is into Jason Mewes than Rosario Dawson into, was it Brian O'Halloran? Right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No way. Yeah.
At least in the first Clerks, like it seemed like, okay, I get it. Like Dante's not necessarily not.
He's got two girls. Dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
He's got two girls after him, so it works.
And we all know about Caitlin Bree, right? You know?
That Asian design major, I swear. Took everything away.
Clerks 2. All right. I hate that movie. I need to rewatch it. I need to rewatch it.
Do you really?
It's not that great, but
you should watch it again.
I like Rosario Dawson.
I think you'd like it better now.
I was so looking forward to Clerks 2, and it
runner up is Alexander.
She is an Alexander
for reasons. Yeah,
I know.
She is. Yeah,
2 reasons.
Brooks, what about you?
I know who you're talking about.
I liked her appearance in Mortal Kombat Conquest.
What?
That's an old one. This is like way back in the day.
Is that a game?
Remember the Mortal Kombat
it's a TV show, right? Yeah. No. Yeah.
She's in that.
Yeah, she was in one episode.
Who is
she?
Shit. Just a rando.
Yeah. Well, she was a love interest to one of the characters.
That's so random.
One of the main characters.
Is that the live action show?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I haven't thought about that in forever.
Was
that on USA or some shit?
It, mostly.
I didn't know we were doing bits for answers. I guess I'll do Force Ranger number 2.
No, that's a fucking. I didn't even. Brooks, how do you even know that? Do you just remember that? Did you?
He probably has the DVD or VHS somewhere.
These videos I watched that he did a whole retrospective on Mortal Kombat Conquest. That's where I remembered it from.
Nice. Yeah, that shit. Like I found it on YouTube, like a playlist of the whole thing one time. Man.
Cool.
All right, good. I'm surprised nobody said Daredevil or
no, because you said movie.
Oh, did I say movie?
You said movie.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, we had to pick a movie. And I was like,
she's just kind of there in Daredevil.
Yeah.
You know, another good one. I really like her performance in Rent as Mimi. So
yeah, she's in Rent.
Did you watch all of Daredevil, Robbie?
I haven't seen season 3 yet. Still,
you need to watch season 3, and it's
there's a lot I need to watch, bruh. Don't pressure me, man.
Better watch it, son. Watch it, son.
Get off my back, man.
I was on the road one day driving. I thought about that earlier, and I was like, Robbie needs to watch Daredevil. I know he hasn't. That was an actual thought that I had in my head. Surprise.
That's actual and factual. All right.
She was Wonder Woman.
Wait, go ahead.
I was just gonna say she was Wonder Woman in that animated movie, the Apocalypse War.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, she was.
It's pretty random.
She did
not as random as Mortal Kombat Conquest. You're not going to beat Brooks.
No, I'm going to beat it. I'm going to beat it. Just give me
all right, keep going.
Y'all keep talking.
I've already said Kids, in which they were all like underage. That movie is controversial.
She was in a Jay-Z music video.
I have that on VHS with the slip.
Family? A song called Family?
Kids.
Oh, we need that for the video store.
Yeah.
And then we can do videos in the video store. And then everybody be like, y'all just ripping off Cinemassacre. We'll be like, yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
We won't have a cash register, though. That's just too much.
Yeah.
I'd have to get rid of some Star Trek novels to do that.
She was in a Aaliyah music video. Station for Aaliyah. She's in Men in Black 2?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? Try to skip that. Yeah. Rosario Dawson was Men in Black 2.
Damn. I've never even seen Men in Black 2, and I knew that.
She's like
she's old, but like she does not look like she's aged at all, bruh.
She is a spoiler alert. Yeah, she hasn't. Especially in Alexander.
Jesus Christ. Calm
All
down,
right.
man.
All right.
We're in a post-pandemic.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Show and Tell. First up for Show and Tell tonight will be Jelani. Show us what you've got, like your Rosario Dawson and Alexander.
Actually, 2 seconds. Come back to me. Because I gotta go get something.
I kind of almost just want to awkwardly leave it.
No,
on
yeah,
Jelani
let's do it. Go,
walking
go.
away.
Let's
Let's do the bit. Commit. Go get your shit.
Go your stuff.
Professional.
Do 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 do.
Yep.
How about them Yankees? Right?
Oh yeah. How about them Lakers? J-Strick. Did the Knicks
How about-
play today?
Yeah, we fucking lost. I don't.
Oh.
There's my
bro.
Rosario Dawson.
Who's that?
Why she got Wolverine claws?
Why she got
bro?
Wolverine claws on?
Because Iron Fist, she did some Iron Fist stuff. Remember, she's the night nurse, and all of the
She didn't have
Netflix.
Wolverine claws.
in Iron Fist she did. I don't care because I didn't watch all of Iron Fist.
I guess I don't remember that.
Did
part.
she?
This she helped Iron Fist. I don't know. I didn't watch it all. Who cares? But that she got these in the 2-pack with
Colleen give it to her. Oh, look at Luke.
yeah, he looks awesome.
Sweet Christmas.
Anyhow,
Ooh, you got a
just
fat
wanted to
ass.
show that
Luke.
off. It's okay. He's got an okay ass. Ain't no dunk there.
That's kind of a flat ass, actually.
That
Yeah,
is
he's
a
got a
flat
flat
ass. Ooh, you got a flat ass, Luke.
Speaking of flat asses,
Sweet Christmas.
I got my Shang-Chi. I hope he's cool in the movie.
You
We'll
messing with
see.
my Shang-Chi now?
Yep, and his arch nemesis, Wing Wu. I got
His arch nemesis, Draco Malfoy.
Yeah,
I got the
Potter.
twin hands. And then of course I had to get those two to finish this bad boy.
Nice.
So I finally got Mr. Hyde.
That is pretty cool.
I like this figure a
I
lot.
thought it was
I like the
random. They
thing.
did that for the Build-A-Figure, but whatever.
Yeah, they do random things because they run out of big characters to make.
Yeah, they did Stiltman for Christ's sake. Why not?
Yeah.
Mr. Hyde?
I thought about this. And then
God, they'll make anything a
they
product.
really will.
But they won't give me a goddamn just regular ass Marvel boy from the original New Warriors. Come
They
on.
won't give you a
Nope.
Blade comic book.
Nope. Anyhow, I've now got 5 T-Rexes. So I got the Paleotrex and made 2
Technically
of them.
5.5. I see 2 heads there. So
Yeah, I guess it is. Well, it is 2 heads. 5.5 Paleotrex. There's 2 Paleotrexes together. I found a second Paleotrex.
What the fuck do you know about a
Yeah, discount
Paleotrex?
Ghidorah.
Yeah, and they were on sale, so I was like, I'll get 2 of them. So I found all the pieces and put it all together, and I'm really excited about it. Just want to show my T-Rex off. Next, I got a random one. I got this Galvatron off of eBay for really cheap.
oh,
he's
I
like-
didn't
he's like-
realize that. Is that the Kingdom
No.
one?
This
Oh,
is not
okay.
the Kingdom one because I need a Galvatron. I don't have a Galvatron like in this size, so I was like, I'll get a Galvatron. His gun's pretty fly. He's a triple changer. He turns into a gun, the cannon, and he turns into a jet. So he's got like a jet piece on the back. And then he's a headmaster, so his head comes off, and his face looks like Megatron.
Old school, yeah.
Zordon, yeah.
Old school Megatron. So yeah, that's his head. You just put it back in the top, whatever. But it's Galvatron.
Nice. Okay.
It looks like.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
speaking of my Mandalorians, I got my Bo-Katan.
The fuck's the Bo-Katan?
She's,
Robbie doesn't know who that is.
Starbucks.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't watch Star Trek Enterprise, so I don't know.
Yeah. She's from Battlestar Galactica. But yeah. Oh, God. Why can't I never get in front of the camera? Yeah. She's got a pretty good head sculpt. Pretty decent. And then
Voice.
I got my She-Ra out of the packaging.
Cool.
She's pretty cool. She's got her like freaking mask, which I didn't know she was supposed to have, but you turn it upside down.
Yeah, the toy had it.
She's got a mask. Yeah.
Fuck's the She-Ra.
And the
That's
hair.
dope. I'm thinking about getting that one.
She looks awesome. She looks amazing.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting that one because I don't have an old school She-Ra, and The Super 7 one is a really cool one because it looks just like the animated series, but that one has that whole mask gimmick.
It's a mask.
It's also a ring, so pretty dope. Pretty dope.
And then finally, my other Star Wars figure I got in the mail. It's my Asajj Ventress.
Beautiful.
Yo.
I love this. Her.
Yeah, I need that one.
Her dress is flocked, so it's like layered. It's beautiful.
Is that a black box one?
Black Series, yeah. This is a Black Series. Her.
That's fantastic, man.
She puts her like I didn't know her blades went together, but she can apparently put them together like Darth Maul's staff and whatnot. But oh my god, she is all that I wanted in a Sith or almost Sith. But that's it. This is all I got.
Very nice.
Okay.
Very nice, young man. That's a really nice show and tell. Brooks, you're up. Show and tell. It's time to show us what you got, like you were Jelani when you just did show and tell.
Well, I did get a few special surprises this week. One of them was this guy. It was like Action Kick Batman. He's got a red boot.
I can't really see it when you're flinging it.
Is he kicking?
Yeah, he's got the.
Is there not a button?
Color scheme going too.
Yeah, he does.
It's not a button. It's just you're supposed to fling it like that.
You just gotta.
Are you sure?
Why is he not squeezing his legs to do that?
Got Robin too.
Yeah, and these came from, by the way, 62 Lefty Blues, who gave us a very great care package. I left all my stuff still at the store, so I haven't gotten mine tonight for show and tell. And Jelani, you have the package as well.
Nice, thank you.
It's in your back. It's in your backs right now.
Yay!
And also, the Bat Hound.
Ace.
Yeah, he's got like some kind of little like hole on the top of him. I don't know if it looks supposed to be like a rocket launcher or something.
That's where his morpher goes.
I thought maybe it was one of those like things where you put the plastic strip in and pull it out to make him go. But there's like no wheels on him, so this guy. I missed.
Maybe he transforms.
Here's something I just had sitting around for a while, and I've been meaning to kind of show off. Hey guys,
nice.
I'm up at Baby Kermit.
Muppet babies.
Muppet babies.
When your world looks kind of weird, and you wish that you were there. Red rice.
You're so worth it, Brooks.
Jesus Christ.
Here's something neat that my cousin gave me. This is a little it's a dice bag. It's shaped like a 20-sided dice.
Nice. A dodecahedron.
Got a bunch of my D20s in there.
Nice.
It's like a fucking Little Shop of Horrors dice bag. And it's like, feed me.
More dice.
Aubrey 2. That's the name of the goddamn plan. I was trying to figure it out. Aubrey 2.
Aubrey 2.
Aubrey, yeah. For my reading material, something I picked up when I showed off my Grunge the movie, that got me wanting to reread this, which is like Magical Drama Queen Roxy.
Ooh.
It's kind of a spiritual successor to Grunge the movie, but it's done from the perspective of Roxy. Or
I just gotta say that looks like right up your alley.
Done once again by Adam Warren, who's
nice.
He's one of my favorite guys when I first started getting back into comics. He just has a very funny kind of style.
Yeah. All right. Nice, Brooks. Nice.
Good show, man.
Yeah.
62's
right here. Once again, thank you, 62. I'll be showing off my stuff next week. And he says the USPS lost the box for a month before he finally got it. It's true. All right. Next up for show and tell is going to be me, Rockin' Robbie. Cereal. Y'all, this is the new cereal I'm about to open up tonight.
Check is on everything.
Frosted Flakes with crispy cinnamon basketballs. Y'all got sour balls? or do you have Cineballs? Do you get what I'm saying? Let's do it. Cineballs with Shaq. Perfect to watch while I'm catching up on the highlights of what happened in the NBA today. I got my Puppet Master box set for signing up for a year of the Full Moon streaming service. It's 11 Puppet Master movies, y'all. Look at that.
Nice.
Why? It was like a full year of all the Full Moon streaming stuff, including original content, for an entire year for $60, and I got this for free. The problem is part 3 and 4 are kind of fucked up. I'm gonna have to call them and get it replaced. But
did this one work?
The third one doesn't work for me. Dylan told me, check out your disc because the third one and the fourth one are kind of messed up. And so my third one doesn't work, but apparently there's a number he gave me. I call them and they'll send me a replacement. Also, I just want to say Vinegar Syndrome right now is having a sale. It ends midnight, Sunday night into Monday, I think. It's their halfway to Black Friday sale, where a lot of their titles are up to half off. I did a little small order today, so really cool stuff you definitely want to check out. I got a Hamburglar pop.
Nice.
Hamburglar.
To go with a Mr. Hamburglar, to go with my McDonald's.
Do you want the hamburger?
Would you like a hamburger? So we're going to open that up. Hamburger. We would like to order a hamburger. But there it is. Right
did that shit for like ever.
Hamburglar.
Not bad.
Hamburglar.
I'll put them right there. I do want to shout out these VHSs right there. Ghostbusters 2, E.T., He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, like Volume 6, I think. Adventures of Babysitting. Batman, Superman 4, Quest for Peace.
It's weird stretch.
Yeah. The Never-Ending Story and Princess Bride. By the way, when I meet Ibrahim Mustafa for the first time, he went on this whole tirade when he joined us for a conversation about how he thought Quest for Peace was the best Superman movie. So I'm going to get him to sign it.
Weird stretch, bro.
I know, right? But he had a good case for it. I'm just going to say that. Okay, now I got a good old-fashioned comic book haul. I've been having so much fun just going back and rebuying things I had, especially from the 90s and before. So I picked up a Thor #1 from Dan Jurgens. I love this run with John Romita Jr. artwork. Some of my favorite John Romita Jr. artwork. So I picked up a 1 and 2 this week.
Nice.
So that's cool. I'm on a new mission now to get every single Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. So I have Superman 414 and 415 right here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Like it seems like an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
Continuing my journey into Martha Washington, I got 2 one-shots. Martha Washington, Stranded in Space, and Happy Birthday, Martha Washington. Dave Gibbons, Frank Miller, Dark Horse Classics. How about some Alan Moore love? Y'all remember ABC? I got Tomorrow Stories #1, #2, #3, and #4. And Tom Strong, #1. Look at that beautiful Alex
I like
Ross
Tom
cover.
Strong.
Me too. #2. And you ready for this? My personal favorite issue of Tom Strong. You could just read this one, and it's issue #3. It is so freaking good. And to round that off, I got a Promethea #1 with a beautiful Alex Ross cover right there. So that was my show and tell. And that means finally, J-Strick, this show is due to you because it was your pick. Show and tell. Show us what you got, J-Slip.
Show me what you got. I got some physical media, Creepshow 2, with the original cover right there. It's a reverse cover. It's great. It's a great one. I love Creepshow 2. If you haven't seen it in a while, you should check it out. Weird stretch, but I have a weird love for this movie. I wouldn't say it's a good movie, but I own it. It's Waterworld, Kevin Costner with the slipcover.
You must have watched it in the theater or something. You were old.
No, I just, my friends in high school, every time we go to the lake, we'd watch Waterworld, and it was just a weird stretch. It's just a weird stretch.
We go to the beach, we watch Grandma's Boy. You're watching Waterworld when you go to the lake?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, bruh, it's a great movie. I can't even say it with a straight face.
He drinks his own piss, man. You gotta respect him for that.
You gotta do your own. Cat's trying to mess up all my toys. Yeah,
cuts all the ladies' hairs off.
I got the phone booth from that movie called Lost Boys. I can't remember what it's called. Oh no, yeah, it's Bill and Ted.
Little sister. That was the song that saved the
How
world.
much did that one cost?
Yeah, that was the Kiss. That was the Kiss song that saved the world. To go with it, we got Ted Theodore. Okay, I almost said Mosby because I was freaking thinking of How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah,
I wonder if that's
Ted
an homage
Mosby.
to that. Anyways, Logan, I love this card, bro. I overpay for these. I probably wouldn't buy these.
They're great figures, but they're so pricey.
Expensive. Yeah,
why are they so expensive?
They're expensive, man. They're cool figures, though. Cool figures.
Why didn't they come out with like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure first? Or did they?
They did. They're like harder to find. Yeah, that's what I got.
Nice.
God-
All right.
God
Fantastic.
gave rock and roll to you.
God gave rock and roll.
Roll to you. Rock and roll to you.
I gave
Rock
rock
and
and roll.
roll. Never.
Everyone.
All right, that's the show tonight, y'all. So thank you so much. That was a great discussion on The Shining, and it was a great PCP back chat and show and tell, y'all. Do remember Blood Skulls and Chrome #1 PCP exclusive variant sets for pre-sale right now. $24 a set, $6 shipping. It's a Jonathan Lau homage cover we commissioned to the 1973 Ghost Rider #1. You can only get them from us. They're in limited supply, so get your pre-order in right now before they sell out and or the price goes up. Who knows? You never know. Tomorrow night on Dylan's Horror Show, Planet Terror, Death Proof. We're talking about Grindhouse. And next week, The Long Kiss Goodnight is Jelani's pick because Jelani's birthday is in just a few days. So, Jelani, happy early birthday. We love you, PCP Army. You're totally worth it. Final thoughts, J-Strick.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Final thoughts, Jelani.
Wow. Drink your
We've
water.
already done that bit.
Love yourself. Yeah, man. Pat yourselves on the back. You did a great job, and you're worth it.
Nice. Brooks, final thoughts.
Brooks isn't here anymore.
That was pretty good. That was creepy.
My final thoughts. Watch your fucking kids. If they talking to the finger, if they say a little boy lives in their mouth, something's wrong.